to hear is true. The names have been changed to protect the innocent.
Dragnet.
You're a detective sergeant. You're assigned to juvenile details. A series of housebreakings has taken place in your city. The articles taken and the method of operation indicate a juvenile thief. Your job, find him.
It was Tuesday, July 6th. It was hot in Los Angeles. We were working the day watch out of juvenile detail. My partner's Frank Smith. The boss is Captain Powers. My name's Friday. We were on our way out from the office, and it was 10:36 a.m. when we got to the old Central Jail building. Crime lab.
Ray?
Back here, Joe. Come back. Finishing up.
Hi, Ray.
Hank, how's it going?
It's hot. It's going to hit the 90.
Mm-hmm.
Probably will, too. Any water around?
Bottle over there in the corner. Help yourself.
Thanks. How about you, Joe?
No, thanks. You got anything for us, Ray?
About the same as usual. Take a look. Same entrance. Cut the screen on one of the back windows, broke the glass, and climbed in.
Any prints?
None we could find. Here's a picture of the edge of the screen. Here. You can see the cut edges.
You got anything from it?
Not much. I figured it was done with a knife. If you come up with that, we might be able to tell you if you got the right one.
Mm-hmm.
What about the physical evidence in the house, Ray?
No, not much. We got a couple of partials. Lifted them from the glass top on the dresser. Here. Let me fix it. And you can see here, not much to go on.
Match up with the prints from the other jobs?
A couple of points, but not enough to build a case on. Only thing you got that definitely ties this one in with the others is the footprint.
Another one?
Mm-hmm. Found it in the soft earth underneath the window. Hand me that print, will you, Frank?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, here you go.
Thanks. Here. There, you can see it clearly, the heel mark. Same as in the others.
Did you get a cast of it?
Mm-hmm. You want to see it?
No. No reason if you've looked it over.
You got the same thing on the picture.
Yeah. Anything else?
You had it.
Well.
You got a cigarette? Ran out. I haven't had a chance to get some more.
Here.
Thanks. Thanks, Joe.
Yeah. You been able to chase down the rubber heel for us?
No luck. We contacted half a dozen firms. They all tell us the same things, made special. Probably some small factory that specializes in custom-made shoes. Might be some sort of correcting shoe. You know, FP.
Oh, yeah.
You've had it for a couple of weeks now. What do you sit on it?
All right, well, we found it. We've talked to about every repairman in town. None of them have seen this kind of a heel before. None of them can tell us where it was made.
Mm-hmm.
Checked with the doctors in the area. None of them know the brand. Figured it might be one of them who sent for it.
Nothing on it, though.
No? It's a new one to them, too.
Yeah. Wish there's more I could give you, fellas.
Well, that's all right, man. It seems no matter which way we turn, there's another wall waiting for us.
How about burglar? Anything come in from them?
Well, they're checking it all down. They got the same thing we came up with.
Anything turn up on the stolen merchandise?
No. Burglary's made all the checks. Pawn shops have been alerted. Stuff's all cheap costume jewelry. No reason to try and hawk it. They wouldn't get anything for it.
Brings you back to a motive. Why's he pulling the jobs in the first place?
All right, we'll file that with where the heels are made. About the only thing we can figure is that some kid out for kicks gets his laughs from breaking into houses. There's no other reason. Stuff he's stolen you can buy by the carload in any dime store.
A couple of times he's left money alone when it's in plain sight to steal some cheap pin.
Looks like you got yourself a wild one.
Yeah. Well, what can you tell us about the footprints, eh?
Not much. I found under the window. Kid wasn't moving when they were made. Can't figure his stride.
What about weight?
Only a guess, Joe.
Yeah.
I'd say it came in about 140. Could be 15 pounds one way or the other.
What about size?
7. Looks like 7C.
Mm-hmm. You sure about that?
Well, pretty sure.
Not much, is it?
Best we can do.
Okay.
Last place, the woman was real sore.
Don't blame her.
Not about the costume jewelry. She didn't much care about that. Some prize gladiola she was raising. Kid tramped all over him. Real sore that he stepped on.
Don't blame her.
Says when she catches him, she's going to give him a good talking to. Tramping up all her plants.
Well, we'll see you, Ray.
Yeah. Sure haven't got much to go on, have you?
You called it. Frank and I went back to the office, and we pulled all of the reports that we had on the thefts. We spent the rest of the morning going over them. The method of operation was apparent. Each Friday night for the past 2 months, between the hours of 8:30 and 11 p.m., a single thief had entered a home in a wealthy section of town and stolen as much worthless costume jewelry as he could carry out. On each occasion, the entry was made through a rear window. In those cases where the window was locked, the thief broke the glass and undid the latch. On each occasion, he'd left at least one footprint in the dirt around the house. The heel impression was of a type that we hadn't been able to identify. We'd gotten pictures of it out to all major shoe manufacturers, but they were unable to tell us where the shoes had been made. We canvassed the area where the thefts were taking place without results. Rolling stakeouts were set up on Friday nights, and they'd netted us nothing. The thief approached the home, broke into them, stole what he wanted, and then he left without being apprehended or seen. Throughout the investigation, Frank and I had been working closely with Burglary Division, but their men hadn't been able to come up with any more than we had. At 1:15 p.m., Frank and I left the office, we got something to eat, and then we started to check the playgrounds again. At each one, we'd contact a member of the park department and ask them if they'd seen anyone wearing a pair of shoes similar to the pictures that we had. Every place we got the same answer. None of them had. We stopped groups of boys on the street and asked to see their shoes. We checked malt shops, drugstores, pool halls, and bowling alleys without any result. The same operation had been going on for the past 2 weeks without bettering our chances of apprehending the suspect. 5:30 p.m. Frank and I left one of the larger bowling alleys in town and headed back to the office.
Boy, I'll sure be glad to get home tonight.
Yeah,
Hot.
sure was.
Yeah, must have gone over 90.
Yeah.
Must have. Paper said 90, but it was hotter, I can always tell.
How can you always tell?
My feet, Joe. Always tell with my feet. Cold day, I can walk for a couple of miles, not have any trouble. Come the hot weather, and if I step off a curb, I got misery.
Yeah.
I think I'll get me another pair of shoes. Kind with the holes in them.
What?
Kind with the holes in. You know what I mean. You see them all the time in the men's magazines, kind of cloth on the top. You know, real thin leather on the sole and cloth over the top, a lot of little holes in it. They're cool.
Mm.
See them all the time in the magazines, don't you?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I see them all the time.
You know, it's got a picture of a guy wearing them with a tan suit on. Always got on the same suit, and he's got a straw hat with one of those bands made out of feathers, you know, like a kind of snake kind of.
Mm-hmm.
Guy's always in a tan suit and a hat. Well, maybe you gotta have one of those before you can buy the shoes, you figure?
One of those suits?
Yeah.
I don't know.
You're not talking much today.
Haven't got room to get in. You're doing it all. You know.
Oh, hot. That's pretty funny. It's hot.
Must have been over 90.
I was just about to say it
Slow
must
down.
have been over 90.
Slow down.
Yeah?
Take it easy. See that kid up there?
No.
Up there. Just coming out of the drugstore in the corner, waiting for the light there.
Oh, yeah. Tennis player, huh?
Well, he's wearing a pair of canvas shoes, looks like, from here.
Yeah. Want to check him?
You might as well. That's good here.
All right.
You want to wait?
No, I'll come with you.
Hey, fella, hold it up.
What?
Wait a minute.
You mean me?
Yeah.
Yeah, what do you want?
Police officer, son. We'd like to ask a couple questions.
What for? I haven't done anything.
No, we didn't say you did. We just want to ask a couple questions.
Oh, I thought there for a minute you were after me.
My partner, Frank Smith. My name's Friday.
Hi.
Oh, I'm Alec McCarran. What do you want to ask?
You been playing tennis?
No, just practicing. I go down to the handball courts at school and practice. Couldn't get a game this afternoon. Why?
Let's take a look at your shoes, will you?
What?
Your shoes there that you're wearing. We want to see them.
What is this, a joke?
No.
Well, sure sounds like a rib. You guys sure you're really cops?
Well, here's the ID again. You want to look? Now, let us look at your shoes, will you?
Okay, no reason not to. There.
The soles we want to see.
You sure this isn't some kind of joke?
Look, son, no joke.
Come on, Alec. Let's see the soles.
Sure, there. Well, you satisfied now?
Yeah.
Okay for me to go now?
Straight down.
Well, I say, what is this anyway? Oh, it's stopping me in the shoe thing. You looking for something special?
Not anymore. We just found it. Frank and I took the boy back to Georgia Street and checked his name through R&I. We found that there was no previous arrest record for him. 7:15 p.m. We took him into one of the interrogation rooms.
Your full name's Alec McCarran, is that right?
Yeah.
How old are you?
16.
Where do you live?
4782 Fargo Street.
Where's that, son?
Up above Silver Lake.
Mm-hmm.
You live with your family?
Yeah.
Mother and father both living?
Yeah. When are you going to tell me what this is all about?
Got a job, son?
Not now. I got one coming up.
Doing what?
Box boy in a market. Supposed to go to work next week. The kid they got now is going in the Army. They promised me his job.
You go to school?
Yeah, I'm a senior in high school. Look, it's getting late. My dad's going to start to worry. Is it okay if I call him?
We'll call him for you in a minute.
Thanks. What do I tell him when he wants to know what's happening?
We'll talk to him.
Okay.
What do you usually do nights?
I don't know what you mean.
Well, evening hours. What do you do?
I stay home mostly. Got to get my grades up for college. I usually study.
During summer vacation?
My dad helps me. I got to make up a couple of credits.
Thought you had to go to summer school for that.
I guess I'll get out of school late.
You study every night?
Just about, yeah.
But not everyone, huh?
No, I go out sometimes.
When?
Mostly the weekends, Friday.
What do you do when you go out? And where do you go?
Show sometimes.
Anywhere else?
Bowling. Sometimes just down to the library to get a book. Mostly to the show.
Do you go with anybody?
No.
Where'd you get those tennis shoes?
My dad got them for me.
Where?
Place back east. I had him a long time.
You know the name of the place?
Not right off. Someplace in Maine, I think.
Mm-hmm. Do you know anybody else who's got a pair like them?
I've never seen any others. I told you, my father got them for me. Used to wear them when he was a kid. Sent back to Maine for them.
Mm-hmm.
You guys won't tell me what this is all about, huh?
Yeah, we will. There've been a string of burglaries in town, housebreaking. The person that's been pulling them wears a pair of shoes just like yours.
Like mine?
That's right.
You think I'm the one?
Well, it looks like it, doesn't it?
I better call my father.
All right, we'll call him for you.
Isn't the only pair of shoes in the world, you know.
Only ones we've been able to find, son.
There must be a lot more.
Well, we're willing to see them. Hello, this is Sergeant Friday, Los Angeles Police Department. Who am I speaking to, please? Mm-hmm. Yes, sir. Your son's here. Suspicion of burglary. That's right. Well, that may be so, Mr. McCarran, but that's the charge. Yes, sir. No. We'll bring him to his home. Sure you can. Just a minute. I want to talk to you, son.
Hello, Dad? Yeah. Uh-huh. At the police station. No, it's no joke. What? Well, I'll tell you when I see you. Yeah, bye.
All right, Alec. Get your sweater.
You taking me home now?
That's right.
Guess Dad set you straight, huh? Told you it was all a mistake?
No, I'm afraid he didn't.
What do you mean? Didn't he tell you this whole thing is wrong?
Well, he tried to, yeah, that's right.
Well, then you're going to have to let me go.
No, afraid not.
But you have to if it's a mistake.
Yeah, if it's a mistake. Frank and I left the office with the boy, and we drove out to his home. It was a large two-story colonial house overlooking Silver Lake. We were admitted to the place by a maid, and we were shown into the living room. The boy's father, Henry McCarran, was waiting for us.
You're the officers?
Yes, sir, that's right. My partner, Frank Smith. My name's Friday.
How do you do? You want to tell me what this is all about now?
Well, it looks like your son's mixed up in some burglaries, Mr. McCarran.
You're aware that's a pretty serious charge.
Yes, sir, that's right.
I suppose you have some kind of proof to make that statement?
We think so.
Mind telling me what it is?
Well, while we were talking, would it be all right to look at the boy's room?
Do you think that's quite fair?
Necessary, Mr. McCarran.
What if I say you can't?
Well, then we'll have to come back with a warrant.
All right, this way. What do you got to say about this, Alec?
I didn't do it, Dad.
That's the truth?
Yes, sir.
It's good enough for me. Through here. This is it. Go ahead.
Frank?
Yeah. Now, then, suppose you tell me what this is all about.
The shoes that your boy is wearing there, you got them for him?
That's right. Had them made to order.
Where?
Place back east in Maine.
You know if anyone else has a pair of them?
No, as far as I know, that's the only pair on the coast. Good tennis shoes. I used to wear them when I played.
Uh-huh.
What do they have to do with this?
Well, on each one of the thefts, we found a print from a shoe like that outside the window.
That doesn't mean that Alec was in them at the time.
How about it, Alec? You let anybody else use the shoes?
No.
Well, there's your answer.
Still doesn't come down to proof.
What night did your boy spend out of the house, Mr. McCarran?
I don't know. I guess he's gone on Friday most of the time.
Do you know where he goes?
Show, library. I don't keep a chain on him, Sergeant. I have complete trust in Alec.
Burglaries have been taking place on Friday nights.
Still entirely circumstantial.
Yes, sir, but it fits, doesn't it?
What's he supposed to have stolen?
Costume jewelry.
You mean 5 and dime stuff?
Yes, sir.
All right, there you are. You tell me why.
Sir?
Why'd Alex steal that? Now, look around, Sergeant. I just spent $1,500 on this room. Had it all redone. Alex got just about everything he wants. He gets a good allowance. If he needs any more money, he only has to come to me. There's no reason for him to steal.
Yes, sir, this is a nice room and all. What you say may be true, but the fact stays that the thefts are taking place.
Well, all right, then I'll put it on the line. I've got faith in my son. He's had all the things a boy could want, a good family, good home, all the things that count. Maybe there is a thief, but it isn't my son. I know that.
You got an explanation for the shoes for the Friday night?
No, I'll find one.
Maybe you can try for this, too, Mr. Karen.
What?
Found these in the boy's closet.
Hmm?
Box of cheap costume jewelry.
With the finding of the jewelry in Alec McCarran's room, the circumstantial case against him seemed to solidify. Although he denied any knowledge of the pieces, he was taken down to Georgia Street Juvenile and booked on suspicion of violation of Section 459 PC, delinquent. His father retained a lawyer immediately. The next day, the jewelry found at his home was shown to the victims, and they gave us a positive identification on each one of the pieces. A petition was filed, and the facts were presented to the juvenile court. Detention was requested. On Thursday, July 8th, Frank and I got back from the second floor after talking to the McCarran boy. He still admitted nothing about the burglaries.
I don't know. Maybe I'm starting to believe the kid.
He sure makes you wonder, doesn't he?
Sergeant Friday?
Yes, sir. How are you, Mr. McCarran?
Fine, thank you. I've got it, Sergeant. I got it right here.
Sir?
The way to show you that my son had no part in these burglaries.
All right, sir, go ahead.
Now, you say that all the thefts have taken place on Friday night, is that right?
Yes, sir.
And your big piece of evidence is the heels on his shoes, right?
Well, that's part of it, yes, sir.
All right, then you can just turn them loose.
I beg your pardon?
I remembered it last night. I couldn't get to sleep and got to thinking. I remembered.
All right, go ahead.
Alec's shoes get a lot of use. He plays a lot of tennis, wears the shoes all the time.
Yes, sir.
The soles and heels wore out. We had to send them back east and have them resoled. Sent them back on May 5th. Didn't get them until May 19th. Now, there's 2 Fridays in there, Sergeant. If the shoes were gone, Alec couldn't have done the burglaries.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, I hope now that you will admit that you've made a mistake.
Well, if we have, Mr. McCarran, we'll sure tell you.
Well, you can take my word for it. Alec had no part in any of this. He's a good boy. He's honest. He's smart. If he was going to steal anything, if it really came to that, he wouldn't risk his neck for a few cheap beads.
Doesn't seem so, does it?
Here you are, Joe.
All right.
Well, what about it? What'd you find out?
Just a minute, sir.
Well, you're going to release my son now?
No, sir?
Well, if the shoes were out of state, then he couldn't have committed the thefts.
Mm-hmm.
Month of May, 2 Fridays in that month.
Yes, sir, that's right. No burglaries on either one of them.
You are listening to Dragnet, the authentic story of your police force in action.
Seemed like every attempt the father made to prove the innocence of Alec McCarran only turned up another piece of evidence against him. The date for his hearing in juvenile court was set, and Frank and I talked with Mr. Bowman of the probation department on the preparation of the case. From the evidence, it appeared that the boy would be found guilty. We questioned and re-questioned him. We went over every facet of his story, but he still stuck to it. At no time did he change any part of it. Saturday, July 10th, Frank and I checked into the office.
Boy, it's going to be another scorching.
Yeah, probably over 90 again, huh?
Yeah, over 90. More than that, Joe. I'm going over to Broadway at noon today. Pick up a pair of those shoes I was telling you about.
Mm-hmm, with the tan suit.
Ones with the holes in it. Not the suit, the shoes. You know, finally decided last night I need them more than a new spinning reel. I'm going to get them.
Well, that's good.
Anything for us?
Yeah. Looks like we might be wrong about that McCarran boy.
What do you mean?
Another housebreaking last night. Footprints all over the place.
Yeah?
All of them with the same heel print. We left the office. We went over to the crime lab. Ray Pinker showed us photographs that had been made at the scene. The marks were identical with those we'd found before. The size of the shoe, the way they were worn, everything matched. The information blew the case against Alec McCarran sky high, and both Frank and I felt a little relieved. The probation department was informed what had happened, and the boy was released immediately. Frank and I drove him to his home, where he was reunited with his family. We obtained the name and address of the shoe company who had made the tennis shoes, and a radiogram was sent to the police department in that city requesting all information on similar shipments to the Los Angeles area. We got the answer the next morning. Only one other pair had been sent to the Southland. Those had been sent to a Mr. Homer Ellsworth, care of General Delivery, Ventura, California. We checked the name through records and identification, but we were unable to come up with a record for him. The name was sent to George Brereton, CII, Sacramento. At 11:15, Frank and I drove up to the beach city. We talked to the postmaster and several of the clerks. They told us that several pieces of mail had been delivered to Ellsworth. Although none of the people could tell us where the man lived, they were able to give us a good description of him. They went on to say that they gathered from conversations that he resided someplace in Los Angeles. We left word with them that the local police department be called in the event the man returned, and then Frank and I drove back to the city. We checked the name again, this time with the description. No make. One of the outstanding things in the way the man was described was that the little finger from his left hand was missing. This was checked through the oddity file without result. The additional information was forwarded to Brereton. We checked with burglary detail, but they had nothing on the suspect. 8:40 p.m. We drove out to the McCarran house and talked again to his family.
I knew it all the time.
Yes, sir?
Got a boy like Alec, after 16 years, you know pretty much what he will, what he won't do.
Yes, sir. A couple things we'd like to go over with you.
Sure, anything you want, just let me know.
All right.
Caught the person who was really responsible for this?
That's what we want to talk to you about.
Yeah, fine. Go right ahead.
Now, the description we've got of the man is that he's about 50, around 5'8", 150 pounds, dark hair, gray at the temples, wears glasses, has a mustache. Got a finger missing from the left hand.
Mm-hmm. What's his name?
Well, that we don't know, sir. That's why we're asking you.
No name at all.
Well, he's used Homer Ellsworth. We don't think that's his true name.
It isn't.
Sir?
Name's not Ellsworth, it's Fallon. Homer Fallon.
You know him?
Sure, he worked for me for 10 years, sort of a handyman, does our jobs around the house.
You know where we can reach him?
Not sure about that.
What do you mean?
He quit yesterday morning.
We got Fallon's address. We left for the place right away. It was a small house in the South Hollywood area. The front yard was overgrown, and several of the pickets from the fence were missing. It was a 1938 Chevrolet truck parked in the driveway. Frank and I left our unit and walked up to the front door.
Watch your step, Joe.
What?
Ward lives there.
Oh, yeah, sir.
I think you'd have a light out here, wouldn't you?
I get it.
Don't hear anything.
Well, he must be here. He'd have taken the truck, wouldn't he?
Yeah.
Yeah?
Homer Fallon?
Who are you?
Police officers want to talk to you.
Come on in. Sit down. Just fixing a little dinner.
Yes, sir. Go right ahead.
Spaghetti. Want some?
No, sir.
Pretty good. That kind that's all cooked. Just drop it in the water and heat up the sauce. Pretty good. Sure you don't want none?
No, thank you.
How about you?
No, sir.
Well, wait a minute. I'll turn down the fire and we can talk.
All right, sir.
You gotta watch it pretty close. Gets too cooked and you gotta eat it with a spoon, not blood that way.
No, sir.
Oh, you've had it, have you?
You want to come in here, sir?
Yeah, be right with you. Open up the sauce and I'll be right there.
Maybe better come in now.
What?
Come on in. Sit down.
Go ahead. Sit down.
You haven't got no right to tell me what to do in my own house. No right at all.
Frank, better check the place, huh?
Yeah.
Here, you got no right to go through my things.
We can come back with a warrant if that'd be easier
And
for
you
you.
go ahead and do it. You got no right.
There's something you don't want me to find?
No. I got nothing to hide.
Then you won't mind, will
I
you?
will, too. You guys come in here while I'm having dinner, causing a lot of trouble. You got no right to do this. I'm an old man. I can't take a lot of excitement.
And why don't you save us all a lot of time?
Well,
You know why we're here. You know what we want.
I do.
Sure you do.
Why don't you tell us?
Big thing over nothing. That's all it is.
Can you tell us about it, will you?
All the stuff put together wasn't worth $1.50. None of it. Not even $1.50.
Well, then why'd you do it?
Wanted to get the kid in trouble. All his life, he's had what he wanted. All his life. Different from me.
Mm-hmm.
I never had nothing.
You put the things we found in his room, did you?
Yeah. I knew you'd get to him. Wanted to sew it up. Make it look good. I put him there.
Mm-hmm. Why'd you do the burglary last night?
Well, I got to feeling sorry for the kid sitting in jail.
You ever been arrested, Fallon?
Well, a long time ago.
Where?
Back east. Vag charge. I was just a kid, working my way out here.
Mm-hmm.
Took me off a freight. I sat in a can overnight, and then they let me go. Give me a floater out of town.
Mm-hmm.
I got sorry for the kid. Figured if there was another stealing while he was in jail, you'd let him go.
All right. Get your coat, will you?
Yeah.
Where is it?
Closet there.
Wait there, I'll get it.
The only one in there.
I got it. Here you go.
Thanks. You know, I was sorry right after. I didn't want to hurt the kid. He's really not too bad.
Mm-hmm.
Didn't want to cause him no trouble.
You did pretty good, didn't you?
Suppose so. Well, want to go?
Yeah.
Oh, I forgot the spaghetti. Got to turn it off.
Right.
I guess it doesn't make any difference anyway.
What was that, sir?
Don't make any difference about you taking me to jail.
Is that right?
Yeah, I cooked the spaghetti too long.
Homer Lindsay Fallon was tried and convicted of burglary in the first degree, 6 counts, and received punishment as prescribed by law. Burglary in the first degree is punishable by imprisonment for a period of not less than 5 years in the state penitentiary.
Dragnet is a presentation of the United States Armed Forces Radio Service.
Ladies and gentlemen, the story you are about to hear is true. The names have been changed to protect the innocent.
Dragnet.
You're a detective sergeant. You're assigned a robbery detail. You get a call that a hold-up man has hit one of the larger auction houses in your city. You have a good description of him. Your job, find him.
Dragnet, the documented drama of an actual crime. For the next 30 minutes, in cooperation with the Los Angeles Police Department, you will travel step by step on the side of the law through an actual case transcribed from official police files. From beginning to end, from crime to punishment, Dragnet is the story of your police force in action.
It was Tuesday, February 1st. It was raining in Los Angeles. We were working the day watch out of robbery detail. My partner's Frank Smith. The boss is Chief of Detective Thad Brown. My name's Friday. I was on my way into the office, and it was 8:07 a.m. when I got to room 27A. Robbery squad room.
Morning, Joe.
Hi.
The rain let up?
No. It's still coming down. Doesn't look like it's going to stop either.
Sure got it out in the valley.
Well. Anything in the book for us?
No. Talked to Skipper. He's got a couple things for us to check out.
What do we got, do you know?
A bank job last week. Stats office came up with a list of possibles. We're supposed to help check them out.
All right.
Here's the list. A couple on there we know, too.
When did Rocky get out?
A couple of months ago.
Can't stay out of trouble, can he?
I called the adult authority. They say he's got a job working 9 to 6.
Well, he'd still find a way to get out.
Yeah.
Well, let's get on it.
Okay. You think I'll need my rubbers?
What?
My rubbers, you think I'll need them?
I don't know. They're your feet. It's raining pretty hard.
Well, I guess I better take them. Faye'll get sore if she finds out I'm not wearing them.
I didn't hear you.
I say Faye'll get sore if she finds out I'm not wearing them.
Oh.
I get home, she looks at the soles of my shoes. If they're wet, she knows I left the overshoes in the locker. She gets real hacked, though.
Yeah. You gonna put them on now?
Yeah, I've walked outside.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, it's sure hard to get on.
Are you about finished there?
Yeah.
I want to see Danny before he leaves.
What is it, something special?
No, I heard that he had a set of golf clubs for sale. I thought maybe I'd look at them.
Are you going to start playing golf?
No. I thought maybe I'd take a look at them. You know, I've been thinking maybe I ought to do something like that. Some kind of hobby. Golf isn't too expensive, is it?
Fishing, Joe.
What?
You ought to take up fishing. That's for you.
It is.
Sure, fishing. Out in the boat, fighting the unknown. With golf, you hit a ball and you know where it's going.
No, not me.
You know what I mean. With golf, you kind of know what's going to happen. But with fishing, there's always that mystery of what's going on at the other end of your line. You never know.
Yeah.
No, you don't, Joe. You never know what's going to take the bait. Might be a big school of white sea bass or yellowtail down there. Might even be a school albacore. No, fishing's for you, Joe.
You think so, do you?
Well, it's a little early yet, but you just hang on, old buddy, and tell you what, I'll take you out with me this year. Show you how it's done.
No, I don't think so. I heard about your fishing.
What do you mean?
Oh, Gene Patrick was telling me about how you robbed the bait tank, strung up the horse sardines, and took them home.
He's jealous, Joe.
He is.
Yeah, he wanted them.
Hot shot, I'll get it. You better hurry up. We got one to roll on.
Yeah?
Auction house out on Wilshire Boulevard.
Huh?
They were just hit. "8:37 a.m. We arrived at the Charles Kane Auction Gallery. It was a large Spanish-type building located on the corner of Wilshire Boulevard and Gregory Drive. A radio card answered the call, and the officers from the unit were taking reports. The policeman at the door told us that his partner was making a check of the neighborhood to see if he could come up with any information for us. An ambulance had arrived, and the man at the door told us that the attendant was in the store taking care of one of the victims. We went in and talked to him.
Hey, watch it, huh? Feels like you stole my head in.
Oh, sorry, Mr. Kane. You fellas officers?
Yeah, that's right. Friday and Smith, Central Robbery.
All right, if we talk to him?
Sure, I'm almost finished here.
Sure, you can talk to me. Go ahead, I'll tell you.
All right, sir. This is my partner, Frank Smith. My name's Friday.
Charles Kane. This is my place. I'm the one that was robbed.
Yes, sir, we understand.
This is Miss Morgan. I'm his leader policeman.
How do you do?
How are you, Morgan?
Where'd the other cops?
Sir?
Other fellas, the ones in the police car, where'd they go?
Well, they're outside, Mr. Kane.
Oh, you fellas with the guns, huh?
What's that, sir?
The guns, the big ones. You know, the ones who's going to handle it?
Well, I guess you could say that.
Yeah, well, suppose you want me to tell you all about it, huh?
Yes, sir, if you would, please.
Yeah, been in the auctioning business a long time. This is the first time a thing like this has ever happened. First time.
Uh-huh.
Came in this morning early. Came in to check the consignment from Santa Barbara. Loading new stuff. Only it's old.
Yes, sir.
We bought it up. Supposed to be here this morning. I came in the office. Yeah, right in here. Fellow was standing back at the door. As soon as I came in, he clouded me on the head. Whacked me a good one. Hey, wait. Take it easy with that bandage, will you?
Yes, sir, I'm sorry.
You like that fella Ichabod?
Who's that?
Ichabod, you know, from Washington Irving. Ichabod Crane. Fella rode around carrying his head under his arm. Yes, sir, feel like I could do that. Grand writer, Irving. Read almost all his stuff. Grand.
Yes, sir. What time did you come in?
Yeah, grand. Oh, it must have been about 7:45.
Wonder if you can give us a description of the man.
Sure. Don't you want me to tell you the rest of the story first?
Well, if we can get a description of the man, Mr. Kane, we can get a broadcast out on him.
Yeah. He robbed the safe, too, you know.
Yes, sir, we understand.
Cleaned it right out.
How tall was the man, sir?
About 6'2". Big fella. Well, might even been bigger.
How about his weight?
Big there, too. Maybe a couple 100 pounds.
Did you see the man, Miss Morgan?
Yes, he was here when I came in.
Yeah, but I'm the one he hit.
Well, he was back here with Mr. Kane when I came in. The man must have just hit him.
Did you get a pretty good look at him?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, he hit me. He gave me a real whack right on the head.
Yes, sir.
This fellow's covered it all up with bandages, or you'd be able to see it. A real whack.
Yes, sir, we understand.
I think that'll take care of it, Mr. Kane.
Well, huh?
Yes, sir. I suggest you see your doctor, though.
Yeah, why?
We usually recommend it, sir.
Oh, yeah. Well, thanks, young fellow.
Yes, sir.
How about the man's coloring, Mr. Kane?
That ambulance fellow been real nice.
Yes, sir. Can you tell us about the man who held you up?
Light complected.
Did he wear glasses?
No, didn't have glasses.
Well, he had them on when I saw him.
Yeah? Well, he didn't when he whacked me.
What kind of glasses were they, ma'am?
Well, they're the ones with the plastic rims, sort of a light color.
Must have taken them off when he hit me.
What was he wearing?
Gray suit. Business suit. Gray.
Was he clean shaven, do you remember?
Well, yes, he had a dark beard, though. Real heavy, but he was clean shaven.
I'll get this out, Joe.
Right.
Did he have any accent when he talked, Mr. Kane?
No, just hauled off and hit me as soon as I came in the door. Didn't say a word. Just whacked me on the head.
Did he speak to you, Miss Morgan?
Well, yes, he did. He told me to keep quiet and nothing would happen.
Did you notice anything in his speech?
No, he talked just like anybody else.
Okay, you called him, Frank?
Yeah.
Miss Morgan,
Yes, sir.
what time did you get in this morning?
Oh, it must have been about 8, maybe a couple of minutes after.
Did you see the hold-up man when you came in?
No, not right away. He wasn't out in the gallery.
Uh-huh.
I came into the office here. This is where I work most of the time. That's when I saw him. He was standing right over there. Mr. Kane was on the floor, and the robber was standing next to him. I guess he just hit Mr. Kane.
Uh-huh. What did he say to you?
Oh, I told you. He said for me to keep quiet and nothing would happen to me.
Did he say anything else?
No, he didn't.
Didn't say much to me either. Just whacked me.
Would you know the man if you saw him again, Miss Morgan?
Yes, I would.
So did I.
All right, sir. Well, we'd like both of you to come downtown and look at some pictures, if you would.
Oh, got him, huh? Fast work.
Oh, no, sir. No, we haven't got him in custody yet, but we may have a picture of him downtown.
Yeah? How'd that be?
Well, if he's done this kind of thing before and he's been arrested, we'd have a record on him.
Oh, yeah.
Mr. Kane,
Yeah?
what kind of a burglar alarm system do you have here in the store?
Oh, it's right there on the window.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, you see those little strips of foil? Electricity runs through them. They get broke and it rings the bell out in front of the store.
You're not on a system, though, are you? Huh?
Oh, no. Always figured that if the bell went off, the cops would be here soon enough.
I see.
He must have found out some way to turn the thing off, though. It didn't ring at all. I'd heard it if it had. I'd have heard it sure.
Do either of you people smoke?
Yeah, both of us.
Got out the broadcast, Joe. Good. Call the crime lab. They're on the way.
All right, fine.
I took another look at the front door. Whoever broke in sure knew his job real clean. You got anything?
Well, we don't know yet. Either of you two people smoked this morning here in the office?
Not me. Sure could use a cigarette, though. Calm me down.
Here you are, Miss Kane.
How about you, miss?
Well, thank you.
Why all these questions about smoking? I want to know if you're going to catch that man. There was over $1,200 in that safe, and I had a couple of hundred on me. He took all that. What's you asking all these silly questions for?
Well, there's some cigarettes here on the floor. Looks like the hold-up man must have waited for you two to get here.
Yeah, probably did. Broke into the safe and then waited for me to come in. Dirty sneak.
What do you got, Joe?
Some paper matches here. Might be some.
Yeah?
You take a look at them.
Yeah. Huh, what's there? I'm printing on that one. You read what it says?
23 miles to Wilming. The rest of it's burned off.
Probably Wilmington.
Uh-huh.
Oh, you got something? Clue?
Well, we don't know yet, sir.
Here's another one, Joe.
Can you read it?
Yeah, this one's almost full. Only the tip's been burned.
What's it say?
Well, it says 14 miles to Santa Monica.
What was it?
14 miles to Santa Monica. Look like matches from a motel, maybe a hotel, something like that.
Might be a restaurant.
You guys won't have any trouble at all. Getting the fella, I mean.
Sir?
Yeah, simple. Just find a place that's 23 miles from Wilmington, 14 miles from Santa Monica. Don't you get it? Find that place, and your man will be waiting for you. You get it? Yeah, simple. Find that place, and your man will be there.
9:20 a.m. The crime lab arrived and went over the place. The burned matches and the cigarette butts were retained for evidence. Pictures were taken of their position relative to the safe. We continued to question the two victims. From their stories, we were able to piece together what had happened. They were both asked to go with us to the robbery division to check through the mug books for an identification of the holdup man. From their descriptions of the man, we were able to come up with an accurate idea of what he looked like. We contacted the artist up in the crime analysis division and asked him to start a composite drawing of the thief. The crime lab called and gave us additional information on the matches. From the distances printed on them, we were able to get an idea of where the original matchbook might have come from. The intersection of the lines was in the Hollywood area. 3:15 p.m., we drove over to talk to the manager of the company who had made the matches, a Mr. Tom Holger.
Come on in.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you very much.
Sit down.
That's sir, fine.
Now, what can I do for you?
We're police officers, Mr. Holger. My name's Friday. This is my partner, Frank Smith.
How do you do? Well, what can I do for you? I hope it's nothing I've done wrong.
No, sir, nothing like that. We'd like some help if you can give it to us.
Sure, always glad to cooperate with the police. I never know when I'm going to need them.
All right, sir. We have some matches here, Mr. Holger. We understand they were made by your firm.
Oh, matches, huh?
Yes, sir. We'd like to know who they were made for, if you could tell us.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we made them. Sort of an exclusive design.
Can you tell us who you made them for?
I'll check the book. Probably have them in there. Now, let me see. I think that's model 4XY892. Yes. Yes, here's the book. It's probably in here.
A lot of matches.
Oh, yes, we make quite a few.
They all differ?
Most of them. Some are the same. You know, a customer sees a sample he likes and orders the same thing for his business. We make a few changes so that it fits the line he's in, you know.
Uh-huh.
Neither one of you fellows is collectors, are you?
Beg pardon?
Collectors. Either one of you guys save matchbooks?
Oh, no, sir.
Neither one of you?
No, sir.
Oh, it's a good hobby. I got quite a collection. Just maybe 7,000.
That many?
Oh, yes. Some of the collectors have more. I've only been saving for about 5 years.
Well, working in a place like this makes collecting easier, huh?
Oh, no, you can't do that.
Huh?
Well, I can't take them out of these samples.
I can't.
Oh, no, that wouldn't do at all. You have to find them. Wouldn't be fair to take advantage of my position to get the books. Oh, no, not fair at all.
Wouldn't?
Oh, no, I take trips. Drive all over to get ones. Last summer, I went back to the Smithsonian Institute. Now, they've really got a collection. Oh, it's just beautiful.
Is that right?
Oh, my, yes, beautiful. Had a wonderful trip. Got a lot of new books. My wife did very good, too. Came back with 2 shopping bags full of sugar.
How's that?
Sugar. She saved sugar cubes. You know, with the wrappings to tell where the cubes came from?
Oh, yeah.
Yes, sir, I've seen them. I know what you
She saves them. 2 shopping bags full. Wonderful trip.
About the matches, sir. I wonder if you could tell us.
Oh, yes. Well, here you are. I think this is it. Now, let me see the ones you have.
Oh, here you are, sir.
Mm-hmm. Now, let me see. Uh-huh. Same one. Yes, that's it. You know, we have guys coming in here all the time to see if they can't get some books for their collection. I won't go for it, though. The dodges they use. Some of the stories would really make you laugh if you didn't know what they were trying to do.
Yes, sir. Now, about these matchbooks here.
What? Oh, well, I try to tell them. I go out and get the matches fair. Don't come around here and try to do things the easy way. Go out and get them fair. That's what I tell them.
Yes,
Can you tell us where these matches came from?
Oh, all over the world. They come from all over.
No, sir. The matches we brought in. These.
Oh, yes. Oh, my. No. These came from Hollywood. I meant the others, the ones for collecting.
Yes, sir. Can you tell us where in Hollywood?
Well, let me see. Here, there's, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh, 6 places that use these matches. Have a different cover on them, of course.
Well, any way you can tell us where these particular matches came from?
Well, not when they're burned. If I could see the color of the head, I might be able to tell.
A big part?
Well, we put a different color head on the matches.
Oh, I see.
Different place, different color.
Mm-hmm. Any way you could tell from these, though?
Well, could be done. Take some time.
Uh-huh.
Analyze the burned portion. Tell what the chemical content is in the head. Tell that way. Take some time, though.
About how long?
Well, a couple of hours, maybe a little longer.
Well, how much would knowing the color help?
Well, you can see here in the book. There are 2 with red heads, 2 with green, and 2 with white. Be able to narrow it down to 2 for you.
Well, that's not necessary, Mr. Holger.
Be glad to do it.
Well, we'll drop the matches by our crime lab. They can run the test, and then we'll call you back.
All right, that'll be fine.
Wonder if you could give us the address of the places that use the matchbooks.
Oh, sure, I got them right here. I'll make a copy for you.
Sure, appreciate it.
Oh, no trouble at all. Say, I was just thinking.
What's that, sir?
You fellas wouldn't like to start a collection, would you? I could let you have a few books to get you started.
Well, sir.
Wouldn't be cheating, just a few.
No, sir. Thanks just the same.
Well, take some of these along anyway. Loads of fun.
Huh?
Sugar cubes, all the way from Des Moines.
We got the list of places using the type of book matches found at the scene of the robbery. We told Tom Holger that we'd be back if we needed any more help, and then we left. 5:30 p.m. We called the office and talked to Sergeants Murphy and Rafferty. We gave them the addresses of the 3 motels and asked them to check them out. 6:46 p.m. We started to check out the 3 motels on our list. The rain continued to fall. The Weather Bureau's report indicated that it would keep up for another 12 hours. At the first 2 places, we got no new information on the holdup man. 7:29 p.m. We checked at the last place on our list.
Yeah?
Police officers would like to talk to you, sir.
Oh, sure. Come on in.
Thank you.
Boy, it's sure coming down, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
Now, what's all this about? Something wrong?
No, we just like your help.
Nothing I can do. Say, you guys like a cup of hot coffee? Take the chill out of your bones.
No, sir, no thanks.
Got it all ready. Won't be no trouble.
No, sir. Thanks just the same.
Well, how about your partner?
No, thanks.
All right. Now, what can I do for
I'd
you?
like for you to take a look at a picture here and tell us if you've seen the man.
Sure.
Frank, you got the sketch there?
Oh, yeah. Got it right here. A little wet.
Uh-huh.
Get some water you got in the pocket.
Yeah. What do you want this guy for? Something special?
We'd like to talk to him.
Yeah, sure. Didn't mean to pry. Just wondering if it was a big job or maybe a bad check, something like that.
Uh-huh.
There you are.
Seen him before?
This his description down here at the bottom?
That's right.
Robbery, huh?
Yes, sir.
Big deal.
You seen him?
I'm not sure. Description fit a lot of people.
Uh-huh. Does it fit anyone registered here?
Yeah, at least 4 guys.
7:36 p.m. We continued to talk to the manager of the motel. He went through the registration cards of the 4 men who answered the description of the holdup man that we were after. We were able to eliminate 2 of them. In the manager's company, we left to check out the other 2 occupants. Cabin number 26 was registered to a John Keller. He had given his address as 1624 Shannon Street, San Francisco.
There's nobody here. You want me to open the door?
Better let us do it, huh?
Figure he might give you some trouble?
We don't know, sir.
I hope not. I run a quiet place here. I like to keep it that way.
All right, would you just stand over there, sir?
Sure. Not here.
When'd you see him last?
Well, I didn't see him at all today. Last time was yesterday evening. Came by to see if there's any phone messages for him.
You say who was going to call him?
No. Kind of impressed me like he was just asking to kill time.
Uh-huh. Better check the closet, huh?
Yeah, I didn't check it good at first. I will now.
How long has this Keller been here?
A couple of days, that's all. Just a couple of days. I didn't know he'd cause any trouble. I wouldn't let him in if I'd have known that.
Sorry, sir.
Joe?
Yeah.
See, man?
Sure. You got something?
Yeah. Pile of dirty laundry here. Take a look.
Yeah. Burglar tools. The burglar tools were not disturbed until they could be checked for fingerprints. We asked the manager of the motel to go back to the office and act as if nothing had happened when the suspect came in. He told us the motel had a switchboard telephone, and we asked him to ring us in the event the office called. I called the city hall and told them where we were. I also asked that another team of men be sent out to help us with a stakeout. Then Frank and I settled down to wait for John Keller. The rain kept up. We waited. 8:30. No sign of the suspect. The office called to say that they were sending Stewart and Creasy out to relieve us at midnight. 9:30. 10:15 p.m.
Well, I sure wish we could smoke.
Yeah.
Wonder what he's doing out on a night like this.
Sure coming down, isn't it?
Yeah. Hope Fay and the kids are all right.
Is there anything wrong?
No, but once in a while when it rains real heavy like this, the storm drain across the street gets clogged. Water backs up, fills the street, you know.
Yeah. Well, we only got another half hour to go here.
Yeah. I'll be glad to get some dry socks on.
Hold it. Huh? Somebody coming out there.
Yeah.
All right, Keller, stand still.
Who are you? What are you doing in my place?
Police officers, you're under arrest. Come on. Get up. Come on. Get on your feet.
What do you want me for? I haven't done anything.
Those your tools in the closet?
You guys been snooping around.
Better shake him, Frank.
Yeah.
I got a gun. You'll find it anyway. I got a gun.
All right, give it over.
38 gun.
I got it.
Let's get out of here, huh? You got nothing on me. We call a lawyer. You'll be turning me loose in a couple hours.
Hold still, Keller. Yeah. What do you got here?
Pretty wise. You guys don't miss a trick.
No. 32 strapped to his leg, Joe.
What are you doing with that, Keller?
I'm saying nothing until I see a lawyer.
Where's your wallet?
In my coat.
Is that where you keep your money?
You know a better place?
All right, take it out.
Lousy cops think they own you.
You ever done any big time?
I know what you're talking about.
All right, come on, Keller. You know what's going on. You ever done any big time?
Yeah.
Where?
Back east.
For what?
Armed robbery.
You on parole now?
None of your business.
Now, look, we're going to find out anyway. Save yourself some time and us some trouble. Answer the question.
So on parole. What's that prove?
Your parole officer know you're out here?
Yeah.
Didn't he tell you it's against the law for an ex-con to have a gun?
He told me.
Then how come you got two of them?
I drove out here. You need protection on a trip like that.
How much money you got in your wallet there?
I don't know.
About how much?
I haven't got the slightest idea.
I always know how much I got.
Maybe it makes a difference to you.
Count it.
What for?
Count it.
50, 100, 150.
Put it out on the table. We can both count it. Now let's try it again.
4, 7. Comes out $3,053. You want me to count the change in my pocket, too?
Where'd you get the money?
I worked for it.
Where?
None of your business.
All right, Keller, let's go downtown. Frank, you want to get the tools?
Yeah.
Pick up the money, Keller. Put it back in your wallet.
Look, suppose I just leave it there and walk out of here. Wouldn't that make it all right?
You know better than that. Now put it back in your wallet.
It doesn't make any difference anyway. You guys got nothing on me, nothing you can hold me on.
Yeah.
Come on, Keller. His hands behind. I'll get the tools, Joe.
Right.
Hey, how about my coat?
Your what?
My coat.
All right, here. Now let's go.
Guys are sure going to feel pretty silly.
Is that right?
Sure, you got nothing on me. My lawyer will have me out in no time. He's a good lawyer.
Yeah, well, he's going to have to be.
Huh?
To get you out of this one.
The story you have just heard is true. The names were changed to protect the innocent.
On June 14th, trial was held in Department 97, Superior Court of the State of California, in and for the County of Los Angeles. John Rudolph Keller was tried and convicted of robbery in the first degree, 1 count, and burglary in the first degree, 6 counts, and received punishment as prescribed by law. Robbery in the first degree is punishable by imprisonment in the state penitentiary for a period of not less than 5 years. Burglary in the first degree is punishable by imprisonment for a period of not less than 5 years in the state penitentiary.
You have just heard Dragnet, the authentic story of your police force in action, and starring Jack Webb, a presentation of the United States Armed Forces Radio Service.
change to protect the innocent.
Dragnet.
You're a detective sergeant. You're assigned to homicide detail. A man has been shot down on a street corner of your city. There's no apparent motive, no lead to the assailant. Your job, find him.
It was Tuesday, May 8th. It was cool in Los Angeles. We were working the night watch out of homicide details. My partner's Frank Smith. The boss is Captain Warren. My name's Friday. I was on my way over from the office, and it was 10:13 p.m. when I got to Georgia Street Receiving Hospital, the waiting room. Hi, Frank.
Joe?
How's he doing?
I don't know. I'll talk to Dr. Sebastian.
How's it look?
Well, not too good. Slugs embedded in his lung caused a hemorrhage. He's getting a transfusion.
What do you got on it?
I just talked to the guys who came in with him for a minute. They didn't have a lot.
Yeah.
Call came in from a man who owns a newsstand at the corner of Normandy and Willowbrook.
See the witness?
Yeah.
Anything there?
I don't know. We'll have to talk to him.
What do you got on the victim?
Wait a minute. I got it here. Name's Matthew Denton. Address given is 18970 Taft Street in Hollywood.
You get in touch with anybody?
No, tried the house, but nobody was there.
Anything else?
Yeah, went over the personal property. Usual stuff. Cigarettes, lighter, comb.
Mm.
Found a diamond ring on the small finger left hand. Looks expensive. Gold wristwatch. $140 in cash. $1,300 in American Express checks.
Doesn't spell robbery, does it?
No. None of the stuff was disturbed.
Well, maybe you can tell us something, huh?
Yeah.
Joe, Frank.
Hi, Doc. How are you? How's it look?
What time you got?
10:16.
Make it 10:13. Close enough for the report.
What?
Time of death.
Matthew Trevor Denton, WMA, 31 years, 5'9", 164 pounds, had stopped living at 10:13 p.m. on May 8th. We didn't know who he was or why he died. Before we left the hospital, we put in a call to Denton's address, but we got no answer. We checked the name and description through R&I. There was no record on the dead man. At 10:48 p.m., we left Georgia Street and drove over to the scene of the shooting, where we talked to the witness, Andrew Cape.
Right over there is where it happened. The bus stop.
Uh-huh.
I was standing right here. Right here.
Mm-hmm.
I saw the whole thing happen.
Yes, sir. About what time was that, Mr. Cates?
Oh, I guess it was 9:30 or so.
I see.
I was just standing here, and bang, bang, 2 shots.
Did you see what led up to the shooting?
Well, what do you mean, let up?
Well, I mean, did you see what happened before?
Oh, yeah, whole thing.
Uh-huh. Would you tell us about it?
Sure.
All right. Go ahead.
Well, one of those nights where just nothing went right, you know what I mean.
Uh-huh.
I started off with my wife burning the coffee. I wouldn't think a person could do that, would you? Burn the coffee?
Like, go ahead.
I had a big argument before I left home. I just started off that way.
Yes, sir.
Got out here and took over.
About what time did you open the stand, sir?
Oh, I was 7:30 in the morning. Tried to get breakfast business, you know. People on the way to eat. Stop off for the paper.
I see.
I try to get them.
All right.
I open her up in the morning, and then there's a school kid takes over for me about 3 in the afternoon. He's here around 6:30 when I come back from supper.
I see.
That's when she burned the coffee. Night supper.
All right. You want to tell us about the shooting?
Oh, sure. Kind of hard, you know. This is the first time for me.
How's that?
Well, it's the first time I've ever been a witness. First.
I see. What time did you first see the victim?
Man who was shot?
Yes, sir.
Well, I told you. It's about 9:30. The car pulled up to the curb, and this fellow got out. He kind of stood there for a minute, and he talked to the other fellow in the car. He just stood there a minute and talked, kind of leaning in the window.
Mm-hmm.
Car pulled away, and the one who got out,
Yeah.
he walked over and sat down on the bench like he was waiting for the bus.
Mr. Cates, you got a good look at the car he got out of?
I saw it, if that's what you mean.
Would you describe it for us?
It was a black Chevy. I'd say maybe a 52 or 53.
Sedan or coupe?
No, it was a sedan, 4-door. Nothing special about it.
Did you get a look at the man that was driving?
No, the light's kind of bad over there. You can see for yourself. The one fellow leaning in the car, I couldn't get a good look. I didn't pay a lot of attention to it anyway. It didn't seem anything to get all concerned about.
All right, sir. You want to go ahead?
Well, the fellow sat there for a minute, not doing nothing, just waiting. And this other car pulled up, right up the curb.
Mm-hmm.
One guy got out of the car, got right out, and walked over to the fellow sitting on the bench.
I see.
Oh, excuse me a minute, the customer.
All right, sir.
What do you think?
I don't know.
Oh, Bert, Always stops by same time. He gets one of each, same time every night. Good old Bert.
Yeah, see? Now, what if you go ahead with your story?
Oh, yeah. Well, this car pulled up and the fella got out. He walked over to the bench, started talking to the first man. They got in an argument.
How do you know that?
What?
Well, how do you know they were arguing?
Well, I could see you standing over there, waving their arms around. I could even hear some of the yelling. It wasn't no trick at all to see that they were having some kind of trouble.
Mm-hmm.
Could you hear what the trouble was about?
No, just a lot of yelling and waving. Could hear no outright words.
You want to go ahead, please?
Well, next thing I knew was when the fella got out of the car, started swinging at the other one.
That was the victim?
Yeah, one of them was shot.
All right.
Well, you just bet the guy tackled more than he could handle. The victim fella started to clean up on this other one. He just started to mop up the street with it.
I see.
That's when the guy who was waiting in the car got out and run over to help his friend, you see.
Mm-hmm.
Three of them kind of struggled around for a while, then the one from the car pulled the gun. Bang, bang. 2 shots. First guy dropped right down on the sidewalk. The other 2 got in the car and took off. Went roaring down Normandy. That way.
Can you describe the second car?
Well, not too good. I just got a glance at it. I wasn't paying a lot of attention at first. The time I figured I should take a good look at it was gone.
I see. Now, how about the men driving it?
What do you want to know?
Can you describe them?
Not good.
Well, if you tell us just what you can, Mr. Cates, it'd help.
Sure. First one was a tall, lanky fellow. He didn't weigh much, sort of string bean.
Mm-hmm. How tall would you say?
Oh, I don't know, close to 6'3", maybe 6'2", round in there. He's a tall one.
About how old?
23, 25. I couldn't tell that too good.
I see. What about his coloring? Was he light or dark, do you remember?
Light. He was blonde.
How about his clothes?
He had on a pair of jeans. One of them jackets, made out of the same kind of material, rivets like on them.
Mm-hmm.
Were real tight jeans. Both of them were wearing them.
Anything else you can tell us about the tall man?
No.
Was he the driver of the car?
Oh, yeah. He was the one who did the shooting, the tall fellow.
Could you see the gun?
Yeah, but not good.
Do you remember whether it was a revolver or an automatic?
Well, it looked like a revolver to me.
All right, now what about the other man?
He was shorter than the first one. No runt, but, shorter. Guess anybody would look small next to him.
About how tall was he?
Always about 5'9", 5'10". Give a couple, take a couple.
All right. How was he built?
Sort of light, maybe 140.
Anything else about the 2 men? Did either of them wear glasses, do you remember?
No, not so as I could see. He might have taken them off, before they got out of the car. Might have, but I didn't see him when the fight started.
Did either of them use a name that you could hear?
I told you before I couldn't hear anything they said. There's just a lot of yelling when the fight started.
All right.
There wasn't anything special about the 2 fellas to make them stand out. One tall, the other short. No big reason to remember them.
Afraid you got it wrong, mister.
Huh?
We got a reason. We made arrangements for Andrew Cates to come down to the office and look through the mug books. The rest of the neighborhood was checked again, but we were unable to find anyone else who'd witnessed the shooting. While we'd been talking to Cates, a team of detectives from Homicide Detail had gone out to the victim's house. They didn't find anyone at home, but when they spoke to the neighbors, they were told that Matthew Denton's wife was in a hospital. Frank and I checked with her doctor and found out that she was in the maternity ward. He recommended that we delay talking to the woman as long as possible since she was in a weakened condition. From the hospital records, we found that Denton was employed by an advertising agency. We checked with the nurses on duty and found that he'd left the hospital with another man. They gave us a description of him, but they were unable to identify him for us. We asked that they call the office in the event the man returned to the hospital. Frank and I went back to the office and checked out. The next morning, Wednesday, at 8:40 a.m., we were back in the squad room. Yes, sir. You looking for somebody?
I'd like to see somebody about this story in the paper.
Which one is that, sir?
About the shooting last night, corner of Normandy and Willowbrook.
All right. What did you want to talk about?
Are you the officers handling the case?
Yes, sir.
My name's Sterling Hall. I think maybe I can help you out.
All right. Want to have a seat, Mr. Hall?
Sure
here,
thing.
Right here's
Thanks.
fine. Sit right here.
Thank you.
It's my partner, Frank Smith. My name's Friday.
How do you do, Mr. Smith?
All right. What do you got?
Well, it says here in the paper where Denton left the hospital with the man. It says you're looking for him.
That's right.
Well, you don't have to look no further. I'm him.
You were with Denton last night, were you?
Just said that.
All right. How long were you together?
Till about 9:30. They dropped him off at the bus stand right where he was shot.
All right. I wonder if you could start at the beginning and tell us the whole story, will you?
Sure thing. Well, you see, I got a lady friend, same hospital as Denton's wife. I was over there last night to say hello. I brought her a box of caramels and said hello.
Uh-huh.
Well, I was on my way out the place, and I stopped off for a cup of coffee in that little old shop they got there. You know, where they has the gifts, books on what to name the baby and all?
Yeah, I know it is.
Well, I was having a cup of coffee, and this here Denton come in. He wanted to buy a little plant for his wife. They just had a baby, wanted to send her something.
I see.
Now, we got to talking and had a cup of coffee. It turned out he didn't have his car, so I asked him if I could give him a ride home. He was kind of nervous and all, new father.
Yes, sir.
We left the hospital, and he said it wasn't necessary for me to take him all the way home. Said for me to just drop him off at the bus stand. Told me there was one right near his house.
All right.
Well, on the way, we was following his car, and all of a sudden it stops. No signal, nothing. Just slams on the brakes, and we rammed into it. Well, didn't hardly do no damage to the other car. Broke one of my headlights is all, but didn't hurt the other car at all.
I see. Go
Now,
ahead.
two fellers got out, and they walked back, and they started a little ruckus. Said we was speeding and driving reckless, all that kind of stuff, real loud. And this Denton, he'd tell them to shove off. Said their car wasn't hurt at all, and said not to make a big thing out of it. He told them it was their fault anyway.
Were you still in the car?
No, we got out to see what damage had occurred.
I see.
These two guys started to get rugged now, like they wanted to start some real trouble, and Denton said if they wanted to make a problem out of it, the thing to do was to call the cops and make a complaint.
What'd they say to that?
Nothing, just said to forget it, and then they got in the car and shoved off.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I didn't see him again, but I got to thinking about it this morning when I saw the story in the paper. You think it might have been one of them two who shot Denton?
Well, we don't know, sir. Can you give us a description of the men?
Sure thing. Now, one of them was real tall. The other one was about my height.
It'd be about 5'8".
5'8" and 3/4.
All right. Can you give us a description of the car?
Yes, sir. It was a light blue Ford. One of them new ones, you know, with the plastic on top.
Yes, sir.
I took a good look at it. Matter of fact, I kind of thought there might be some trouble about the accident. I didn't want to be out on a limb with my insurance company, so I made sure.
Yeah.
I got the license number.
Well, I got a complete description of the two men. Frank checked DMV on the license number. 5 minutes later, he came back to the office.
Joe?
Yeah, you got it?
If you find out who the car belongs to, shouldn't be anything to pick up them two fellers.
It's not going to be that easy. The car was stolen.
Before Frank and I left the office, we made arrangements for Sterling Hall to check the mug books in the hope that he might be able to identify the suspects. At 11:20 a.m., we drove over to talk to the registered owner of the stolen car. He told us that the vehicle had been taken from a parking lot the day before and that he'd made an immediate report on it to the police. Additional broadcasts were gotten out on the automobile and on the suspects. That afternoon, we drove over and talked to the victim's wife. She told us that the money and the express checks Denton had been carrying were for the payment of the hospital and the doctor bills. We questioned her about her husband's friends and associates. Although we had the story given us by Sterling Hall, it seemed unlikely that the man was killed as the result of an argument over a minor traffic accident. We spent the rest of the day interviewing people who knew the victim. From them, we learned that Denton was well-liked and was respected. He took an active interest in neighborhood clubs and events. The more we went into his background, the more convinced we became that he'd been killed by the men in the stolen Ford. 2 days passed. On Saturday, May 12th, the vehicle was found abandoned. A stakeout was placed on it, and when no one approached it, the crew from Leighton Prince went over the car. They found several partial fingerprints, but not enough for classification. The prints were photographed and held for evidence. Frank and I continued to work on the killing. A month went by without additional information turning up. On Tuesday, June 19th, we got a call from burglary detail. Yeah, No, nothing. Where'd he come from? Well, it might check out. No, we'll pick him up. Yeah. Okay, right, thanks. Mac over in burglary.
Yeah?
He says he just picked up a guy for receiving.
Uh-huh.
Tried to make a deal. Said if he got a break, he might be able to help us clean up something.
Say what it was?
Yeah, he did. The Denton killing. We left the office and we went over to room 45. We talked with the officers who'd picked up the suspect. They told us that they'd found a large quantity of stolen automobile supplies in his possession. We took him to the interrogation room for questioning. For almost an hour, he remained silent.
How about it, Keneally? Gonna give us a hand? Keneally?
All right, come on, stand up. Let's go.
Giving up, huh?
No, we'll be back.
Where you taking me?
Back to burglary, and they can book you.
Main jail?
Yep.
But you guys are all through with me, huh?
Yeah, for now. We'll talk to you again.
Oh, you won't get any more.
Tell me something, will you?
What?
A little while ago, you said you knew something about a killing. Now you shut up and won't give us the time of day. Why?
I told that other cop if I got a break, you get one.
You know we can't make deals.
No, it's going to cost you.
You're going to take an installment.
How do you figure that?
You said you knew something about Matthew Denton's murder, isn't that right?
I don't remember that far back.
We do, and we can prove you did. You're up on a receiving rap now. That's bad enough. But if we can tag you with holding information, we'll make you as an accessory after the fact.
You mean you'll try?
I think we'll make it.
Well, from here it's got another color.
Well, let's see how it comes out, huh? Come on, let's go. Down this way.
I know. What's the tab for being accessory?
5 years.
Okay, let's go back.
Huh?
I'll tell you all about it.
We returned Harold Keneally to the interrogation room. We put out a call to Gene Bechtel to come and take a statement. Keneally asked that we send out for some coffee for him. Frank went down the hall and brought back 3 cups. After he'd finished his, Keneally leaned back.
It's good coffee. Strong. I like it that way.
Yeah, well, now that you've had the clacks, let's start the story. What do you say?
Sure. What do you want to know?
Who are the 2 men?
I don't know.
Are you going to start this all over again, are you?
I'm giving it to you on the line. I don't know who they are.
What do you know about them?
Not much. A couple of guys. They're doing pretty good with radios.
You one of their customers?
Yeah. Me and a half a dozen others.
You know who they are?
Well, you're not going to get the names.
All right, let's get back to 2 men. Why do you think they had something to do with Denton?
Well, about 3 weeks ago, they was in my place. Had 5 new radios. The kind with the bar to pick the stations, you know, like the new Cads.
Yeah, I know.
I had 5 of them. Want to turn them over.
Yeah.
Well, the price they were asking was way out. I told them so they'd have to find someplace else to drop them.
All right.
Told me there was a beef. They had to get out of town, so they needed the money to swing it.
That still doesn't add up to Denton's killer, does it?
Well, it will.
All right, come on, tell us.
Well, I went out of the office for a couple of minutes, told them I had to make a phone call.
Yeah.
I got a mic hidden in the room, found out it helps in business once in a while. I turned it on and listened to the guys talk.
Go ahead.
They were yakking about some guy that got shot. The big fellow was saying there wasn't no other way to handle it. Said that he didn't like it either, but there just wasn't any other way. Big thing then was to get some money and just beat town.
Mm-hmm.
I waited outside for a couple more minutes, but they didn't say anything, so I went back in. I told them I couldn't swing the radio deal.
What'd they do then?
Well, they said they had to dump him someplace. If I couldn't take him, they'd find somebody who would. Told them to go ahead.
And what do these guys look like?
A couple of bums, one tall, the other short, wearing those jeans with the coats made out of the same cloth, you know.
You had dealings with them before?
Yeah, a couple of times.
You know their name?
No. All I know is the big one's called Dusty. I don't know the last part.
How about the other one?
Nothing there.
Anything else about them?
Oh, they're both lushes.
Yeah.
The big one, this Dusty, always got a flask on his hip.
You mean a bottle, huh?
No, a metal flask like they used in Prohibition. This one's all beat up, dented. It's all dirty. But I never seen Dusty without it. Both of them all the time nipping at it.
All right.
You know where these guys live?
No, someplace downtown. They got a pad there. I don't know where it is, though.
How do you know it's downtown, man?
Well, I don't know for sure. It's just a guess.
Did you ever hear either one of them say anything about a job?
Not those 2. They never done a day's work in their lives. The only thing they're good at is lifting radios. They wouldn't work steady if stealing was legal.
Is that all they take, radios?
All I've ever seen. Guess they got a gimmick. Figure they can make a living with them. Why change?
Mm-hmm.
I guess they do pretty good. I don't know. I paid them enough times.
All right, anything else you can tell us?
No.
They work with anybody else, do you know?
Not that I've ever heard.
How about close friends?
None.
They say when they'd be back to your place?
No, they don't have a regular route. When they pick up some things, they come in. If they got nothing to sell, I don't see them.
When'd you see them last?
The time I told you about.
They still around?
Well, I don't know. Rumble says they are. I haven't seen them myself.
You know where we can reach them?
No, you don't make an appointment with them.
You know if these guys have ever been arrested?
Well, we never talked about it. Where they seem to feel about cops, though, you sure figure they fell.
They from L.A., do you know?
I don't think so. Never heard them say. Only done business with them a couple of times. We never got real buddy-buddy.
Mm-hmm.
They don't go that chummy set much.
All right, Keneally. Anything more you want to tell us?
I guess that's it.
All right, come on. Why don't you check the books?
Yeah. Hey, can you spring another cup of that coffee? It's sure good. About the best I ever tasted. Hey, wait a minute.
Yeah?
There's one more thing about the guys you're after.
All right.
Take it easy with them. Like I told you, they're both lushes. I think they're off their rockers.
Yeah, we'll watch it.
Well, you better. They're packing heavy.
Yeah.
Any way you slice it, they're loaded.
Harold Keneally went through the mug books, but he was unable to find a picture of the 2 suspects. The name Dusty was checked to the moniker file without result. Information was forwarded to George Brereton up at CII Sacramento, and a supplemental APB was gotten out. We spent the rest of the day with officers from burglary detail going over reports. We found that they'd been working on a string of car radio thefts for the past several weeks. When we compared notes with them, it seemed more than possible that their 2 suspects were the same men we wanted for the killing of Matthew Denton. However, they were no closer to the men than we were. From the reports, we were able to figure that the pair was still in Los Angeles. That evening, we met with Captain Lorman, Captain Bernard, and Chief Detective Thad Brown. We worked out a system of rolling stakeouts that would cover most of the territory where the thieves had been working. 3 additional teams of men from burglary were assigned to help us, and on Wednesday, June 20th, the operation was started. For 3 days, there was no action. Thefts from autos continued, but when they were checked out, the method of operation used eliminated any suspects that we were looking for. On Sunday, June 24th, we got a call that a man answering the descriptions of one of the thieves had been seen in the vicinity of Beverly Boulevard and Elmwood Avenue. Frank and I left our position in the stakeout, and we drove out to the area.
Should be a couple of more blocks.
Yeah, we just passed Ridgewood Place. You better take it easy. Next block, we can start cruising.
Yeah. See anything?
No. Want to take a left here?
All right. Doesn't look like it.
Let's go up a couple more blocks.
All right. Sure be a break if we nail them tonight.
Yeah.
A little rough on the study time.
How's it going?
Oh, I don't know, Joe. Times I don't think I'm ever going to make sergeant.
What are you doing now?
You mean studying?
Yeah.
Legal procedure.
Well, you should know that.
Well, the practical stuff, yeah. Putting it into legal language that makes it rough on me.
Yeah, I had the same trouble.
I haven't been able to hit the books for the past week.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
No, nothing. Keep going. What'd you say?
I said I hadn't hit the books. I missed a couple of lectures, too.
Well, you're never going to make it that way.
That's what Faith says.
Wait a minute.
Huh?
Slow down.
What do you got?
Up there. See? Next block on the left. About 50 feet on the other side of the street line.
Well, I don't see anything.
Looked to me like somebody trying to get into a car. I'm not sure.
Well, let's check it.
All right. Just up ahead there.
Yeah. See anything?
Well, looks like somebody on the other side. Better pull up. We'll take a look.
Okay.
All right, let's go.
I'll cover the other side.
Take it easy. If it's the one we want, they're heavy.
All right.
All right, mister, let's hold it right there.
What?
Stand where you are.
You talking to me?
That's right.
What are you causing me trouble for? I didn't do nothing.
We didn't say you did.
How about it, mister? This your car?
Certainly it's my car. Who do you think it belonged to?
You got the white slip?
In the machines, right out in plain sight where it's supposed to be.
You've been drinking, haven't you?
Small wonder you officers don't do better at solving crimes. I had a couple, yeah.
What's your name?
I don't see that's any business of yours. All I'm trying to do is get into my car. I'm not causing any trouble.
What's your name?
It's Kyle, Peter Kyle.
You got the keys to this car?
Matter of fact, I haven't. That's why I'm having so much trouble getting in. If I had the keys, I could just flip the door open and drive off.
Frank?
Yeah.
Here, what are you doing?
Just want to see what you're carrying.
Watch it, Joe. All right, mister, come on. Get up.
What? I'm doing like you say I'm doing.
Try it again, Frank.
Yeah. Come on. Put your hands back. He's clean, Joe.
All right. Turn around.
I didn't mean to do it. I didn't mean to shoot.
Yeah, sure.
Honest, you gotta believe me. I didn't mean it.
Come on down here under the light. All right, now stand still.
Yeah, matches the description pretty good.
Where's your partner?
I didn't mean to do it. It was an accident. I just hit the guy. I just got in a fight with him. Dusty did the shooting. He did it. I didn't. I just got in a
All
fight.
right, now calm down. Where is he?
I knew you'd catch us. I knew it all the time. I kept telling Dusty we had to get out of town. We got to go. I kept telling him. All the time I was telling him.
Well, where is he?
Home.
Where's that?
He's the one who did it. I just got in a fight. Dusty's the one who shot, not me.
Where do you live, mister?
Down on 4th. That's where old Dusty is. Old, safe Dusty. He said we didn't have to leave. He said you'd never catch us.
All right, let's go.
Old Dusty is always right. Always knows what he's doing all the time. Never makes a mistake. Not old Dusty.
Yeah, well, he made one this time, didn't he?
Peter Gregory Kyle and Jesse Haywood Poole were tried and convicted of murder in the second degree and petty theft, 18 counts. They received punishment as prescribed by law. Petty theft is punishable by imprisonment for a period of not more than 1 year in the county jail. Second-degree murder is punishable by imprisonment for a period of from 5 years to life.
Dragnet is a presentation of the United States Armed Forces Radio Service.
names have been changed to protect the innocent.
Dragnet.
You're a detective sergeant. You're assigned to juvenile detail. A narcotic ring has been supplying drugs to the teenagers in your city. There's no lead to the identity of the key people in the operation. Your job, find them.
It was Monday, February 9th. It was cold in Los Angeles. We were working the day watch out of juvenile detail. My partner's Frank Smith. The boss is Captain Powers. My name's Friday. I was on my way into the office, and it was 8:01 a.m. when I got to Georgia Street Juvenile. The squad room.
Yeah?
That's right.
Hi, old buddy.
Been in long?
Oh, since about 7:30.
How come?
No, I couldn't sleep.
What's the matter? Anything wrong?
Fay and me had a beef. One of the kids is sick. We were up with him most of the night.
What's the matter?
I took him over the rides yesterday.
The rides?
Rides, you know, the place over there where they have the merry-go-round Ferris wheel.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Got him carried away, I guess. They sure had a good time, though. Took in everything, roller coaster, airplanes, whole works.
Mm-hmm.
She can't expect us to do it on an empty stomach. We had a little something to eat. Guess maybe we overdid it. Anyway, the youngster got sick last night. Fay says I'm to blame. One thing led to something else, and the beef was on.
So you just got up and came into work, huh?
Yeah. Stopped and had some breakfast, read the paper. Come on in.
How's the kid now?
Okay, it was nothing serious. A little too much cotton candy's all. Fay's got a tendency to make too much of those things, but, you know, she always does.
Yeah. Something we can do for you, young fella?
I'd like to talk to somebody.
All right, come on in. Maybe we can help you.
You're a cop?
That's right. It's Frank Smith. My name's Friday.
Hi.
Hello, son.
What do you want to see us about?
Kind of private. Is there someplace else we can go to talk?
Oh, we can, yeah. There's a room down the hall.
Well, that might be better.
All right, we can go down there. Come on. Down this way.
Yeah.
Just a minute. This is it right here. Go ahead.
Yeah.
All right, you want to take a chair right there, son?
Okay.
All right, now what can we do for you?
I want you to put me in jail.
Why?
Because it's the only way I'll stop. I know it. I got to be in a cell or I'll do it again.
What do you mean, son?
I'm hooked bad. I want to stop.
He was a nice-looking boy, well-dressed and clean. He looked like he was in his late teens. He asked us to put him in a cell. There was an intenseness in his eyes that showed that he was serious. Frank and I questioned him further.
What's your name, son?
John Coulter.
You spell the last name for me?
Colter.
How old are you?
17.
Where do you live, son?
You have to have that? Hasn't got anything to do with why I'm here.
Oh, we'll have to have it, son.
1896 Dillon Street.
Is that in L.A.?
Yeah.
How big a habit do you have, son?
I'm using 4 a day.
How long you been hooked?
A year, a day before yesterday.
Want to let us see your arms?
Yeah.
Yeah, you got a lot of marks there, haven't you?
Yeah, I guess so.
A couple of them there we better have the doctor look at.
No, all right. I don't care anymore.
How long since you had a fix?
Last night.
You must be feeling a little rough by now, then, aren't you?
Not easy.
Oh, I guess it is.
Hey, you mind pulling those blinds? It's awful bright in here.
Yeah, okay.
You live with your folks?
My father died when I was 5.
Your mother know about this?
No.
She's going to have to, you know.
Then you're going to tell her I'm not.
All right, we'll take care of that.
Is the light better now, son?
Yeah, thanks.
When'd you eat last?
Yesterday.
You hungry now?
No.
How about a cup of coffee?
No, thanks.
How'd you get started on this stuff?
Oh, it probably runs like all the rest of the stories you've heard.
Well, why don't you tell us yours anyway?
All right.
You sure we can't get you some?
Only one thing would do any good, and you can't give that to me.
All right, go ahead. Now, how'd you get started?
A couple of years ago, it was Halloween. The kids had a party.
Well?
We all went to this house. Kid that owned it had the rooms all decorated up, you know, paper streamers and those cardboard skeletons.
Mm-hmm.
Had the whole place done up like that. We got there and found out they were figuring to play games. We went the game route for a while, and a bunch of us decided to leave. Things were dull, so we left.
Where'd you go?
Oh, just drove around for a while, tried to figure something to do.
Whose card you have?
One of the kids had his father's.
All right, go ahead.
Well, we drove around for a while, and one of the kids said for us to go up to Mulholland. Go up and scare the lovers up there.
Yeah.
Wasn't anything else to do, so we drove up. When we got there, one of the guys, a fellow I didn't know too good, said he had some tea. Said we should have a blast party.
This boy was at the other party, was he?
Yeah, but I didn't know him. Didn't meet him until we were out on the ride.
Did you go to your school?
No.
All right, son, go ahead.
Well, we parked, and he took out these cigarettes. He had them in a tobacco can. You know, like you buy pipe tobacco in.
Uh-huh.
Had them in one of them. Then we lit up and started to smoke. At first it made me sick. I didn't like it much. Come right down to it, I didn't think the whole thing was such a good idea.
Why'd you do it then?
All the kids there had to, or they'd have said I was chicken.
All right. How'd you get started on the hard stuff?
Oh, I just got to the point where there wasn't much kick in tea. You know, same thing all the time. Wanted to go up a step.
Who set you up?
One of the kids I met.
Wasn't the same boy who had the marijuana, was it?
No. You see, once in a while we'd go to a big blast party at somebody's house. The other kids there. New ones. I met Jerry there.
Jerry, that's the boy's name?
Yeah, Jerry Roth.
How old is he?
19.
Is he hooked?
Yeah.
Was he when you met him?
I guess so.
How'd he spell his last name, son?
Roath.
How'd he turn you on?
We were talking about tea. How the kick wore off. He said there was something else. Something that had a real jolt.
Yeah.
Boy, it's rough. I'm starting to get cramps.
You better have that cup of coffee now.
I'll get it, Joe.
All right. Feel pretty rough, don't you, son?
Yeah. It's a good thing I'm here. I'd start looking for a connection.
Did you take your first shot of heroin the night you met this Roth kid?
Yeah. We went outside to his car. He had a fit there, and he cooked up a fix. He took one, then I tried it.
What happened?
Never got so sick in my life. Thought I was going to die. Figure what's happened since then might have been a good thing.
How you been supporting your habit?
Only a couple of ways. You steal or you start pushing yourself.
Which way do you go?
Both.
What'd you steal?
Anything I could sell. Never took anything from anybody else, though, all from my own house. Most of the stuff was given to me. Rings, my watch, whatever I could raise a buck on.
Where'd you get rid of it?
Around the school. Couldn't go near a pawn shop, but the kids didn't care as long as they got a bargain. Sold my old man's watch for $3. 17 jewels, solid gold, $3.
What were you pushing?
T, H, anything. I'd buy the H and then cut it myself. You don't have to do that many times until you got a couple of extra caps. That took care of me for a while.
Yeah.
Pretty soon there was never enough. Got so as I was always looking forward to the next fix.
When'd you start mainlining it?
I chippied with the stuff for a couple of months. Skin pops. Then that wasn't enough. Started in the arm.
When'd you find out that you were hooked, son? Do you remember?
About a year.
Took a while, huh?
I figured it would never happen. Thought I could beat it. Turn it off when I wanted to. Didn't work out that way.
Didn't you know you had it bad when the charge went up?
Not really. I still thought I could quit when I wanted to. Just never seemed to get that far. Kept putting it off. Guess if I figured I could start the next day, it didn't matter much. Time I decided to quit, I couldn't.
Here's your coffee, John. Brought one for you, too, Joe.
Thanks.
Hot.
Try to get it down. It'll make you feel a little better.
Yeah. Cramps getting worse. You got a doctor here?
Yeah, there's one upstairs.
I better see him. Might be something he can do.
Your mother's home?
No, she works.
She there now?
What time is it?
9:15.
Be about 10 minutes.
Better give us the number, huh?
Yeah. You're going to call her, huh?
That's right.
Going to tell her about it?
Yeah.
Going to take it pretty hard. I don't think she knows anything about it.
Well, we have to do it.
I guess so. Tell her how there's a cure, though, huh? She's going to be pretty scared.
How do you mean?
She read where only 2% come out of it.
Well, there's less than that who want to be helped. There's a lot less.
Yeah?
Maybe you got a piece of that 2%. 8:57 a.m. The boy was taken up to see the doctor on duty at the receiving hospital. At a couple of minutes after 9, we put in a call to the firm where his mother was employed. We talked to the personnel manager, and he said he'd have Mrs. Coulter call us. A few minutes later, the phone rang, and we talked to the woman. We told her briefly what had happened and asked her to come right over to the office. At 9:25 a.m., the door to the squad room opened, and a tired-looking woman who looked to be in her late 40s or early 50s entered. She identified herself as Nora Calder and asked us what had happened to her son.
He's upstairs right now, Miss Calder. The doctor's looking at him.
He told me he's been using narcotics.
That's right.
Is that what he says?
Well, he's admitted it to us.
Is he all right?
Well, we think so. He's got an infection on his arm caused by a bad needle.
But it's going to be all right.
That's right.
You have a cigarette, Sergeant?
Yeah. There you are.
Thanks.
Help yourself.
Here's the light.
I guess I should have known it'd be something like this.
Beg your pardon?
I should have known. Had to show up someplace.
I don't think I understand, Miss Calder.
There's a trouble spot in them all, Sergeant, all of them. This is Johnny's. Hope you don't think I'm saying this personal to you. It's just what I've seen in the years I've gone around. Trouble spot in all men.
Did you know your son was using heroin?
No, I didn't have any idea.
Well, according to what he told us, he's been hooked for over a year. You must have noticed something, didn't you?
When you use the word hooked, I'm afraid I don't understand that kind of
Oh,
talk.
sorry. I mean, he's been an addict for that long.
Sergeant, I've been working for a long time. Ever since Johnny's father died. I worked before then. When I get home after standing on my feet all day, I got a few more important things to do than wonder what he's doing. All I can do is just drag myself down to the factory every morning.
Yes, ma'am.
Always something, bills to go over. Decide who's going to have to wait this month, clothes to wash and iron. Time I just get the things done that have to be taken care of. It's all I can do to climb into bed before I pass out.
All right, Miss Calder, we understand.
I wonder if you do.
How's that?
I said I wonder if you do understand. Have you ever raised a boy by yourself?
No, ma'am.
I have. Believe me, it isn't easy. Since 11 years ago, I've been a mother and a father both to Johnny. I always knew there'd be something that'd blow up. I knew it because he's just like his father, exactly like him. I'm 35 years old. 35, and for the past 17 years, I haven't had a minute of happiness.
Yes, ma'am.
Anything we can get for you, Mrs. Calder?
No. Only thing I want is a little happiness. It seems like there just isn't going to be any of that while I'm on this earth. I'm sick, Sergeant. I'm old and I'm sick, and I can't go through any more of this.
Your boy's pretty sick, too.
Yes. I know all about that, too. I read how none of them cures work. What they say, 2%. There's something else I got to carry.
Might be a little different with John.
I don't see why. No reason for him to be something special. No reason for him to be cured.
Yes, there is. He wants it, Miss Calder.
What's going to happen to him?
We'll file a petition on him.
After that?
Well, he'll have to make an appearance in juvenile court. They'll decide what treatment's going to be best for him.
Can I see him?
Yes, ma'am. We can take care of that.
Now?
Frank, you want to see if the doctor's through with him?
Yeah.
You have another cigarette, Sergeant.
Yes, here you are. Here's a match.
Mm-hmm. Thanks, Sergeant.
Sorry. I want to tell you something, Miss Calder. Your son's pretty sick. He's not going to look too good when you see him.
You been hurt?
Not so it shows, but he's going through a great deal of pain. There's going to be a lot more.
For both of us, Sergeant.
Well, I guess you're right at that. Might be better if you remember that he's just a youngster. He's only 17.
I won't forget. He's mine.
All right. He's made a mistake, but he knows it, and he's taken it on himself to try and do something about it.
Tell you something, Sergeant.
All right.
I've had a lot of trouble with Johnny. He was little. He was always running away from home. Time he got to school, he played hooky a couple of times a week. High school, it was the same thing, but that's not the worst of it.
Ma'am?
He's been stealing. From his own mother, he's been stealing.
Yes, ma'am. He told us.
He admitted it?
Yes, he did.
Well, there you are. Not bad enough he's a dope fiend. He's a thief, too. I wasn't sure about the stealing. I just thought so. A few things have been missing around the house, and I'd asked Johnny about him. He'd offered some half-baked story, and now I know. He's a thief. I haven't got enough.
Try to take it easy with the boy.
Take it easy. That's a laugh. All I've done for him, nice home. Not real big or fancy, but it's clean. We've got a kind of closet, sort of, nice and big with a window. Got that all fixed up for Johnny, airplane pictures on the walls. The best I could do. We eat good. Never gone hungry. Lord knows I have, but he hasn't. No reason for him to do a thing like this. No reason at all.
Yes, ma'am.
Hello, Mother.
I know all about it, Johnny. These men told me. All the time I've been telling you it'd end up like this. You in trouble with the police. And you just wouldn't listen. You thought you knew better than me. Well, you found out how much you know.
Yeah.
I'm sorry about it.
It's a little late for that. How am I going to go home with all the neighbors knowing about what's happened?
I'm sorry.
Oh, it's that lot of good that's going to do. I had you home right now. I'd show you, and don't think you're too big for me to do it.
You want to take me upstairs, Mr. Smith?
Yeah.
Just a minute. I got some more things to say to you. Don't you go walking out on me like that.
I don't feel so good. I'd like to be by myself. I'll talk to you later.
You talk to me now. I've got a lot of things I want to tell you, all the trouble you've caused.
I'm sorry. Please, Mr. Smith, it's tough enough.
All right, let's go.
You bring him back here. You bring him back. Well, that's it. Now they're both gone. Now there isn't anybody.
Anything we can get for you, Miss Calder?
Yeah. Get me a reason why this had to happen. Give me one. Do you know one?
Well, I can't be sure.
What do you mean by that?
Just like you said before.
What?
He's your son. We made arrangements for Mrs. Calder to be taken to her home. That night, John Calder was kept at Georgia Street Jail. The next morning, we filed a petition on him. We had one of the doctors at the county hospital talk to Mrs. Calder, and he finally convinced her that her son would get proper treatment at one of the state hospitals, and she signed the necessary papers. For the next 3 days, the boy had it pretty rough. If the novice drug user had the opportunity to witness a patient going through withdrawal pains, the majority of drug traffic would be brought to a halt. Because of the sincerity of the Calder boy, Frank and I spent as much time as we could spare with him while he was going through the symptoms. He complained of violent headaches and stomach cramps, the usual things. He was unable to keep any food down. His eyes watered constantly, and for 72 hours he was in a state of constant violent pain. On the 4th day, he began to recover. He was able to take some warm beef broth and apparently was on his way to being physically well. On Saturday, February 15th, we talked to him at the hospital.
Rough go.
Yeah. You got the worst of it behind you now.
Best thing I've heard for a week. Don't think I could go through any more of it.
Well, you got it made now, John. From here on in, you'll get all the help we can give you.
Well, you guys have done a lot already. A couple of times there, I think I would have gone off my rocker if I hadn't been able to talk to you.
Well, that's what we're here for.
Hey, either one of you got any gum?
Yeah, sure. Here's some.
Jumpy. I gotta do something to calm down. You seen my mother?
She called us yesterday, yeah.
How's she getting along?
A lot better. One of the doctors here at the hospital talked to her. Says she wants to see you.
What's that going to prove? Be the same thing. Her telling me how tired she is, how I'm a goofball.
I don't think so this time. It hasn't been easy for her either, you know.
Maybe not. I don't know.
Well, why don't you give her a chance to make it up? If she wants to.
Yeah. I guess there isn't much more I can do.
All right, now there are a couple of things we want to ask you.
What?
We want the men who kept you supplied.
Names?
That's right.
You figure I'll tell you?
Don't you figure you will?
Wrong base. I'm a bum in a lot of ways, but I ain't going to get anybody else in trouble.
You told us about this Jerry Rope, didn't you?
Yeah.
We got a warrant out on him now. Only be a matter of time before we pick him up.
Then let him tell you.
Do you think you got it a little wrong here?
Yeah?
What'd these people do for you?
They're friends.
Check the books. Go over what they've done for you against what you've done for them.
What do you mean?
You're a big boy. Figure it out for yourself. You know, they tell us there's an estimated 25,000 narcotic users right here in Los Angeles, and a big part of them are kids.
Reed's good. Figures always help.
I know you remember something else, youngster. You came to us and you asked for help, didn't you? You walked into the office, you said you were in trouble. We're not trying to steal a plea or sound like big men, but when you said you wanted help, we didn't ask you if you could afford it. We didn't care. Now, if these people are such good friends, why didn't you go to them? I'll tell you why you didn't. Because you were scared. You knew what had happened if you walked up to them with empty pockets. You knew they'd spit right in your face. They're your buddy as long as you can pay for it. As soon as you're broke, they never met you, did they? Loyalty's fine. It's a good thing. People could use a lot more of it. But turn it around, son. You've stolen things from your own family to support this habit. Now, how loyal have your friends been when you haven't had the price of a cap? How quick did they come through for you then? You know what it's like in here. You've had it bad. Any of your friends been around to see you? Any of them been willing to hold your head while your insides fell out? Now, we asked you a question. We don't really need the answer from you. We'll pick up the people that did this. We'll reach every one of them, from the mule that sold you that first cap to the guy who's been bringing the stuff right into the country. We just figured you'd like the chance to help out the other 25,000. I guess we had it wrong, didn't we? There's the phone. Put in a call to one of your high-powered friends. See how fast they come through for you now. You don't need us, and we don't need you. Let's go, Frank.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
I'll give you the names.
We talked to the boy for another hour and a half. During that time, he gave us as much information as he could on the operation of the narcotics ring. He supplied us with the names, dates, times, and places. However, he could only go so high in the organization. Frank and I went back to the office and we called narcotics detail. We talked to Sergeant Roxy Lucarelli and his partner, Steve Broadhurst. We filled them in on what had happened and gave them a list of the names we had. The roundup of narcotics salesmen started. Inside the next 24-hour period, 14 men and women had been taken into custody. Each one of them was interrogated, but they either didn't know the name of the key man in the operation or they refused to tell us. They were all booked on various sections of the state narcotics code. On Wednesday, February 18th, we received word that Jerry Roth had been picked up in a washroom in Pershing Square. Frank and I went over to the main jail to talk to him.
All right, get it over with.
We want one thing from you, Roth.
Yeah?
The name of the wheel.
I don't know what you're talking about.
Roll up your sleeves, boy.
What for?
Roll them up. Let's see the other one.
They're both the same.
Let's see it. It's marks, John.
What's that proof?
That you're left-handed. When'd you have your last fix?
Who says I use the stuff at all?
Oh, come off it, Roth. We got you and you know it.
I don't see where it says that.
How old are you?
Well, you got the record. Look it up.
You're a big talker, aren't you, son?
I live that way, too.
Well, you're just taking a little drop, kid.
You won't keep me here for more than 12 hours.
Don't make book on that.
Well, I got a lot of friends in this town. They'll get me out.
You keep believing that. We put a hold on you when we came in.
What's that mean?
It means you'll be dropped into an ISO cell. Isn't going to be anybody who can talk to you without us knowing about it. Everybody comes near you is going to be checked back to the time they were born.
And what's that going to prove?
We'll get to the wheel.
You talk loud, Cobb, but I got trouble with my ears.
All right, you sit right with it, kid. You'll be screaming for us to talk with you.
Yeah, sure.
Keep believing it, because I'll give you one thing free.
Yeah?
Next time we're here, it'll be to listen. Jerry Roth was returned to his cell, and Frank and I went back to the investigation. For the next 2 days, we kept a constant check on the suspect. During that time, nobody had attempted to see him or talk to him. Saturday, February 21st, we got back to the office from lunch.
Want to check the book?
Yeah.
Anything?
Yeah, we're supposed to call the main jail.
Roth probably wants to talk.
Well, we might have tried to spring him.
Yeah.
This Friday, juvenile. When? We'll be right over.
Roth?
Yeah.
Want to talk?
Well, maybe we can ask him.
Huh?
They just cut him down. He tried to hang himself. Frank and I left the office and drove over to the jail. The boy had torn his trousers into strips and braided them into a rope. He'd attempted to take his own life. He'd been found on a routine check and had been cut down. The accident had been discovered almost immediately, and by the time we got there, he was almost fully recovered. We talked to him in the interrogation room.
Kind of lousy way out, isn't it, kid?
That looked good at the time.
How's it seem to you now?
I made a mistake.
How do you feel?
Pretty lousy.
You want to give us the name?
What kind of protection do I get?
How do you mean?
Well, if I tell you, I gotta know he ain't gonna get me.
Well, we'll try to build some kind of a wall for you.
You won't know it's me?
No, not from us.
All right. His name's Pollard Zern.
You want to spell that?
Yeah, Z-E-R-N-E.
He the top man?
Yeah, I built the whole thing.
Did he bring this stuff into the country?
Yeah, Sergeant, he's got a boat. He tells people he's going fishing for albacore.
Was he bringing it in from Mexico?
Yeah, I've been with him a couple of times. He lands the boat at a beach down there, makes the contact, and then comes home. Hides the stuff and fish. Got the idea from an old movie. That way, if they lift the boat over, chances are they won't find it.
Nice setup, huh?
Yeah, it sure worked good for him.
Yeah.
He made a mint, got a big house, drives a new car, got everything he wants. Just sits back and pulls a handle. Jackpot every time.
No, not this time.
Huh?
He just turned a lemon.
Pollard Harris Zern and the other members of the narcotics gang were tried and convicted of violation of the State Narcotic Act, a felony, and received sentence as prescribed by law. A petition was filed on John Keith Coulter, and he was made a ward of the juvenile court. After treatment, he was pronounced cured and returned to the custody of his mother.
You have just heard Dragnet, the authentic story of your police force in action, and starring Jack Webb, a presentation of the United States Armed Forces Radio Service.
a detective sergeant. You're assigned to robbery detail. A wholesale drug company has been held up. $4,000 in narcotics has been taken. Your job? Find it.
Dragnet, the documented drama of an actual crime. For the next 30 minutes, in cooperation with the Los Angeles Police Department, you will travel step by step on the side of the law through an actual case transcribed from official police files. From beginning to end, from crime to punishment, Dragnet is the story of your police force in action.
It was Tuesday, July 10th. It was hot in Los Angeles. We were working the night watch out of robbery detail. My partner's Frank Smith. The boss is Chief of Detectives Thad Brown. My name's Friday. We're on our way out from the office, and it was 10:51 p.m. when we got to Highland Park Division, the coffee room.
Joe, Frank, over here.
Hi, Luke.
Hi, Roxy. Want a cup of coffee?
Yeah,
I'll
sounds
get
good.
it, Joe.
Okay. How's it going, Luke?
Pretty good. Kind of hot.
Yeah.
Makes me wish I'd built that patio out of that place.
Yeah,
You got a dime and change, Joe?
Yeah, wait a minute. Here you go.
Thanks.
That was a half, you know. Bring me some change.
Don't worry. Wait a minute. You want to take one of these cups, Joe?
Yeah, I got it.
How about you? You want some more, Luke?
No, thanks. Okay.
Well, what do you got for us, Luke?
I gave you the call as soon as we got it. The way it bills is that a patrolman picked him up over on Monte Vista.
Uh-huh.
Spotted him in a parked car. Checked on it and found the guy was pretty sick. First he thought it might be a 502, but after he got a good look, figured it was a heart attack.
Mm-hmm.
Fellow was out cold, couldn't tell anything.
Uh-huh.
They called an ambulance and took the guy over to Lincoln Heights Receiving, gave him treatment there. Checking it out, they found several puncture marks on his arm. Thought he might be a diabetic.
Mm-hmm.
His appearance was shock. Checked on his personal effects and came up with this.
Mm-hmm. Drug vial.
Mm-hmm.
Let me see, Joe.
Oh, yeah, here you go.
The label's all cut up, but there's enough left to tell the serial numbers.
Yeah.
One of the vials taken from Arnold's.
Morphine.
That's right.
What's his name?
Norman Curie.
What you got on him?
Not much. According to R&I, he's been picked up a couple of times for marks.
Has he said anything to you?
Not much. He's feeling pretty rocky. Still coming out of it. I haven't been able to get anything out of him.
What's he say about the vial?
Nothing. Acts like a war prisoner. All he says is his name, gives his address.
So check out.
A couple of guys over there now.
Hmm.
Figure you want a piece of it, might be able to get something out of him.
Well, I don't know. No reason for us to make it if you guys didn't.
Well, maybe. Might give it a try.
Okay. Finished?
Yeah. Here, I'll take the cups.
Okay. I have the change from that half.
Wait a minute, buddy. I'll give it to you on the way back.
All right. All right, let's go.
Okay. You want to check your gun?
Yeah. You want to give us a check for these, please?
Oh, yeah.
Has anybody talked to Curie?
Not that I know of. He hadn't made any calls. No one's been here to see him.
Mm-hmm.
The morphine vial, the only thing he had on him?
Yeah. Turned his pockets, but it's all we could find. Fellows might do better in his room.
It'll be a real break if it ends right here, won't it?
That's for sure.
Here you go. Number 6 is a belly gun.
All right, thank you. No, that's mine. Here's yours, Frank.
Okay. Here's your change.
All right, thank you. Anything on the car he was in?
No. The officer that picked him up went over it, but they didn't turn in anything.
Is he the registered owner?
Yeah.
You want to talk to Curie again, huh?
That's right.
How long is he going to be here?
We'll take him downtown in the morning.
Right. I'll be out front when you're ready to leave.
Okay, good.
You back again? That's right. Got some help, huh?
Want to ask you some questions, fella.
My name's Norman Curie. I live at 9672 Farnham Street. Yeah, I've heard. Then you've had it for me. I'm not giving you the time till I talk to a lawyer.
Where'd you get the morphine vial?
My name's Norman Curie. I live
All right,
at
we've been through all that.
9672 Farnham Street.
Look, you're in for a lot more than a narco charge.
From where you sit?
No matter how you see it. You got trouble, Curie.
Go ahead, cop. I like stories. You're not doing yourself any good with this routine. You're not doing me any harm. I don't have to talk to you. Nothing in the book says I got to give you fresh air. Now, all of you, get off my back. You come in here and try to nail anything more than narcotics on me, the guys in the coffee room will laugh you right out of the station. Once around, I'll give it to you again. My name's Norman Curie, and I live at 9672 Farnham Street, and that's it. You're giving us no more. You've had it.
All right, let's go.
How long are you going to hold me here?
You'll be moved in the morning.
When do I call a lawyer? I'll leave word out front. Thanks. Here. Jim, want to unlock it? You guys understand, huh?
What?
Hope you ain't sorry about what I said, just that there isn't anything I can give you.
Yeah, sure.
Just that nobody likes to be shoved around. Gets to the point where everybody's on your back. A guy don't like it.
Yeah.
Might not look like it, fella, but I ain't trying to be a big man.
Well, I wouldn't worry about it.
Huh?
You're not. The following morning, the suspect was removed to the main jail and booked in on suspicion of violation of the State Narcotics Act, a felony. He was photographed and fingerprinted. The combined efforts of the Narcotics Division and Robbery Detail had been devoted to the apprehension of the thieves who'd stolen the drugs. The arrest of Curie had been the first lead we'd gotten to the disposition of the stolen merchandise, but without his cooperation, there was little chance that we could get to the ringleaders. The next day, Frank and I checked with informants who might be able to supply us with any information. All of Curie's known associates were interrogated. None of them helped us. We got word that Curie had been released on bail at noon. Narcotics Division had assigned officers to follow him, and all of his actions were being observed. Everyone he met was being checked on. 5:10 p.m., Wednesday afternoon. We got back to the city hall from a meeting with Captain Carl Shy of Narcotics.
I'll get the log we can check out.
Yeah, it's been a long day, hasn't it?
Yeah, you can say that again. A lot of walking. You want to check the book?
Yeah.
Anything?
Wait a minute. Yeah, Skipper wants to see us. He's in Thad Brown's office.
Yeah?
Friday,
Curie? What do you want?
I got something for you.
All right.
All right if I sit down?
Sure, go ahead.
It's a lousy deal, Friday, lousy.
It is.
Worst. Sit in the can trying to figure out some way to keep them clean. They pull a stunt like this on me.
What are you talking about?
Well, you took the supply away from me last night. I had to make another connection this morning. As soon as I got out, I went over to see him. He treated me like I just got into town. Lousy.
Mm-hmm.
Ain't worth it. If you're going to act like that, it's going to cost him.
That so?
Yeah, you better call that Lucarelli. Is that his name?
That's right.
Yeah, get him over here. He's going to want to hear it, too.
Hear what?
I'm going to give you a chapter and verse on the whole deal.
Frank put in a call to Narcotics Division and asked Sergeant Roxy Lucarelli to come over to the office. It took him less than 5 minutes to get there. In the meantime, we briefly questioned Curie and found that he wanted to cooperate fully in the apprehension of the gang. When Roxy got there, we started to get the full story.
All right, what can you tell us about the robbery?
Nothing. I didn't have any part of it.
Where'd you get the M?
Picked it up in the bar.
You got the address?
Yeah, place down on 5th.
Who's your connection?
Guy named Corbett.
Got a first name for him?
Olin.
How's that go? O-L-A-N?
Yeah, I guess so.
When'd you make the buy?
Yesterday afternoon.
The whole vial?
Yeah.
Did you scratch up the label?
No, it was that way when I got it.
Did you know the stuff was stolen?
I put it down that I didn't ask for an original bill of sale.
What about this Corbett? What do you know about him?
Been hanging around the place a long time. I see him there all the time.
Ever been in trouble?
You mean with the cops?
Yeah.
I don't know. I guess he's been picked up a couple of times for possession.
You ever done any time?
A couple months in the county jail.
Probation?
I think so. I never got in a big conversation with him about it.
You know where he got this stuff?
I can't pin it down for you.
Got an idea?
Well, it must be the bar. A lot of places there you can get connection.
You know who it could have been?
No.
Anybody around there got a lot of money that they can't explain?
Well, most of the customers will fit that.
You want to give us a description of this Corbett?
What's that for?
Like check his record.
Oh. Well, let's see. I think he's about 45, maybe 46. Around in there someplace.
Yeah.
Guess he's about 160 pounds. 5'9", I think.
Go ahead.
Well, he's got kind of dark hair. Gray, in here. Around the temples.
Yeah.
Like that.
Anything else about him?
Well, he's got a kind of limp. One leg is shorter than the other.
You know which leg it is?
No, I never paid any attention to it.
Ring any bells for you, Rox?
It might be. I think I know who he's talking about.
I'll check R&I, Joe.
All right. How about it, Curie? You know if any more of the stuff has been passed?
Well, I can't say for sure. This is the first bunch of it I bought. Guess there's some more of it that's been pushed. Well, it sure jolted me. I'm not used to that drugstore stuff.
You know anybody that's bought?
No.
How come the stuff you got wasn't cut?
I don't know. I guess somebody goofed. Sure made me sick.
What happened when you went back there today?
Well, I walked into the place. I figured to get something up. You'd have thought I was a cop.
All right.
Now, there wasn't anybody in the place that had anything to do with me.
Was Corbett there?
You mean this morning?
Yeah.
No, but at least I didn't see him.
Hold on a minute. Robbery, Friday. In just a minute. Murphy? No, he's not here. Can I take a message? I'll have him call as soon as he gets in. You bet. Did you hear anything about the robbery?
No, I didn't. A couple of small-type rumbles out, but nothing you can pin down.
What'd they say?
Just that there was a heist, no names used.
Anything on who's responsible?
I told you it was just a small rumble.
What do you figure about it?
Huh?
You got any ideas who might have done it?
Well, nothing you can take to court. I give you pretty short odds on Corbett, though.
You got any close friends around the place?
Oh, he knows everybody there.
You spend more time with anybody special?
No, he usually just comes in, sits around.
You got a job?
Not so it shows.
Where does he live?
He never told me.
Why'd you come in here, Curie?
Huh?
What are you trying to build with us?
Nothing. I just got real hacked this morning with the way those guys shoved me around. I want to see them get what they got coming.
You don't want nothing for yourself.
Just to see them get paid.
You got any ideas how we can do that?
Yeah.
All right, we're waiting.
Let me nail them for you.
Spell it out.
Look, you can't get within 10 feet of them. The whole bar's hinky. Now let me go in and get them.
We can't give you anything for it.
I'm not asking for anything. You just let me go along with you guys. Let me go in and blow the whistle on those guys who pull the heist.
Doesn't make a lot of sense, Kerry. You coming in here and wanting to help us. There's got to be something behind it.
And what's it going to cost you to find out? You're going to have a tail on me from the time I walk out of here. It's not going to do you any harm to let me go.
You're laying yourself right in the middle of the tracks, you know.
I know that, but it's worth it to see the expression on their faces when you kick the door in.
All right, we'll have to check it with the skipper.
Well, you go ahead. Guys, play it any way you want. Don't make a pound to me. If you want me on your side, I'm there.
What happens if they find out?
Send roses.
All right, Curie, we'll buy a piece of it. But I'm going to give you something going in.
What's that?
There'll be a lot of men working on this. If one of them gets in trouble over you, you better start running, because there isn't going to be a big enough handicap for you.
I'm not asking for one, am I?
If it works out, you'll get a piece of the credit. It'll go in the books that way, and that's all.
Well, it doesn't matter to me at all. All I want to see is for those guys to get theirs.
All right.
Well, this time I thought they were friends of mine, and they turn around and pull a stunt like this. Is pretty lousy.
Mm-hmm.
All I want is a connection. They got the stuff. It isn't going to cost them anything.
No, you got it wrong there, fella.
Huh?
It's going to cost them. Frank came back from R&I with the information that the suspect, Olin Corbett, had a long record in Los Angeles, listing arrests for narcotics, suspicion of burglary, suspicion of robbery, and ADW. While Curie waited in the squad room, Lucarelli, Frank, and I talked with Captain Donahoe. We filled him in on what had happened, and it was decided to accept Curie's offer of help. The next morning, Thursday, July 12th, we started the operation. An effort was made to find Olin Corbett without result. In order to make sure of the safety of our informant, it was arranged for an officer from Narcotics Division to be planted in the bar. One of the younger officers was chosen for the job, and at 10:05 a.m., he took up his position in the place. At 10:34 a.m., Frank and I, along with Lucarelli and Curie, got there. We parked down the street and let our contact out of the car. He walked down the block and entered the bar. 10 minutes later, he hurried back.
Looks like something's wrong.
Yeah.
You want to open the door, Frank?
Yes.
What are you guys trying to pull?
What are you talking about?
You ain't much better than they are. A lousy thing all the way around. One thing I figured sure was I'd be able to trust
All right,
you
now
guys.
calm down, Curie, and tell us
What'd
what's
you
wrong.
plant the cop for in there?
What?
Cop in the bar. Why's he there?
What happened?
Everybody knows who he is. There isn't anything going on. What's the matter? Don't you trust me? Is that it?
We wanted to make sure you'd be able to walk out of the place, that's all.
Almost didn't work out that way. Guys in there are playing for keeps. The whole place is wide for sound.
All right. And we've got to go after him a different way.
Gonna have to do it without me. After today, I don't dare go into the place. They all figure I brought the fuzz in.
You won't have to go back.
Well, thanks a lot. Well, it sure goes to show you.
What's that?
Play footsie with the cops, you're bound to get burned.
We appreciate what you did.
Well, a lot of good that does. The word gets out, I'm in big trouble. As soon as those guys find out I've been going with you, I've had it. Give me one good reason why you had to put the cop in there. What kind of insurance is that?
Yours.
Huh?
We're trying to keep you alive. We went back to the office and talked with Captain Donahoe. We told him what had happened. After conversations with Chief Detectives Thad Brown and Captain Carl Shy, it was decided that the bar on 5th Street was important enough to warrant a 24-hour stakeout. The crime lab was contacted, and we asked their aid in arranging the surveillance. Lieutenant Lee Jones suggested a camera mounted in a delivery truck. We got in touch with one of the larger truck rental services in the city, and we got permission to use their equipment. It was decided that a panel truck parked a short distance from the bar could be used to observe both the front and rear entrances. A small slot was cut in the side of the truck so that a 16-millimeter camera could be used. Frank and I spent an hour with Lieutenant Jones going over the workings of the camera. The following morning, we took up our positions outside the bar. For the next 12 hours, we took pictures of everybody entering and leaving the place. Men from Narcotics Division relieved us during the nighttime hours. For 3 days, the surveillance continued without result. Hundreds of feet of film were exposed and processed. Still, we were no closer to apprehending the suspects. During this time, we hadn't seen Olin Corbett, the man who'd sold the morphine to Curie. Thursday morning, July 17th, Frank and I took up our positions in the truck.
You checked the camera this morning?
No. Luke said we probably have to put in a new film magazine, didn't he?
Yeah, better take care of it. You know how to do this?
Well, you were there when Lee explained it, weren't you?
Yeah, but I kind of forgot.
Well, that's good. Then I better know how, huh?
Yeah. Here's the film.
Let me take a look. Nothing to it. You just follow these lines here.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
You want to throw that little catch there? No. This one. This one.
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
We go under that thing?
You want to do it?
No, go ahead, Joe. I think you're supposed to turn that little gizmo there, that one, to make sure you're threaded up all right.
No, you're wrong.
The little knob right over there.
You were wrong.
All right, you going to turn it?
I'm going to turn it as soon as I get this threaded up. If you turn it now, you tear the film.
Yeah, but you're supposed to turn that
We
little
turn it after we thread it up.
Oh.
All right.
Well, I remember that you turned it.
You know you're a big help to me, Frank.
Yeah. Oh, it's going to be another hot one.
It's hot in this truck, too.
Yeah. Had Faye pack a different lunch today.
Mm-hmm.
Chopped egg sandwiches and potato salad.
Mm-hmm.
Want one?
A little early, don't you think?
Oh, might be. Figured you might be a little hungry, though.
No, not right now. Frank?
Yeah.
Want to switch on the camera?
Huh? Got something?
Come here, take a look. No, up this way. See him coming up the street?
No, where?
Right there, see?
Huh?
Just passing the bakery there.
Oh, yeah.
That looks like Corbett to me.
Yeah.
All right. He's going into the bar.
Yeah, first time we've seen him.
Mm-hmm.
Alone.
You better call Luke. Have him put a tail on the guy when he leaves.
Yeah.
Wait a minute.
Huh?
Corbett's coming out the side door.
Yeah, he's going back to that Cadillac.
You see that car pull in the alley?
No, it must have been while we were loading the cameras.
Oh.
Hey, wait a minute. There's a woman behind the wheel.
Oh, she's getting out. You getting everything there?
Yeah, I think so.
Well, you're not now. Why'd you stop?
Well, I just took my thumb off for a minute. I'll start it again.
Looks like she's giving Corbett something.
Yeah, small package.
We better have him picked up and see what it is.
As soon as he leaves, I'll get in touch with Luke.
Okay, cut the camera. That's enough.